having trouble?
Well, that wasn't 4th of July firecrackers, you heard.
Maybe I can help. I used to work in a filling station back home.
Well, thanks. I think the old girl just about had it. She's been giving us trouble all along the line. Every cent we had on it.
Since I'm here, might as well have a look. Can't hurt nothing. Well, what'll they think of next? Shazam! You sure got a mess of trouble in there. How far did you drive with it like this?
It wasn't easy, but we made it all the way from North Carolina.
North Carolina? Hey, that's where I'm from. It's a little bitty town called Mayberry, about 40 miles from Raleigh. Did you ever hear of it?
Oh, sure.
You did?
Of course, everybody heard of Raleigh. It's state capital.
No, I meant Mayberry.
Oh, Mayberry.
Did you ever hear of it?
No, never heard of it.
Well, where are you from?
Old little town south part of the state called Duncan's Pond.
Duncan's Pond.
Don't worry. Nobody ever heard of it. You know, that's the trouble. Heard there's real opportunity out west, so I figured maybe start fresh, you know, at up-and-coming town in Oregon. It's supposed to be real nice.
Well, it's real nice here in California, too. Hey, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Gomer Pyle.
Oh, Harper Caldwell. Lottie, I want you to meet my family. This is my wife, Lottie, and
How do you?
Ma'am.
this is our daughter, Laura May, and this is Judd.
Hi, Judd.
Well, Mother, it looks like we may have to settle in California.
Sure would be a shame to come this far and not be able to make it all the way to Oregon.
Well, I thought the jalopy would make it up to there. That's all we wanted, was just to make it up to there.
Well, I think I can fix it temporary for you. If you'll stay over tonight, I'll try and fix it up permanent for you tomorrow.
What do you think you can?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think I can fix it permanent enough for you to get all the way to Oregon. But like I said, if you'll stay overnight, I'll sure try.
Oh, we'd sure appreciate that, Gomer. I guess we'll have to sleep in the truck again tonight, Mother.
Sleep in the truck?
Well, we don't have much choice.
Well, you can't do that. It gets cold out here at night. Much too cold for the kids to stay outside. Hey, there's an old supply shack on the base. It's hardly ever used. I don't think anybody would care if you stayed there one night.
We were so lucky to meet you, Gomer. Did you hear that, Mother?
Well, like I said, it's just for one night. And now you got to promise not to touch anything.
Oh, we promise, Gomer. You hear that, Judd?
Well, let me try and fix it up temporary for you here. We'll be on our way. First of all, I'm going to need something rubbery to make a fan belt. You know, something that'll stretch. See? I told you your suspenders would work. It's hardly ever used. I don't think anybody will care. Come on. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. Go on in and make yourselves comfortable, and I'll be back later on.
Thanks, Gomer.
Thanks, Gomer. We're obliged.
Oh, forget it.
You're sure it's all right?
I'm sure. I'll see you after a while.
Maneuvers are very important. Get that straight, very important. So I want every man on his toes every minute of the day. Now, I don't want to make you nervous, but these maneuvers are going to be completely covered by the press, and that means
Golly, Sergeant. You mean we might get our picture in the paper?
Pyle.
I've got to get a haircut. Do you think it needs cutting back there?
Pyle, knock it off. I'll make sure they photograph your good side. You just make sure you do what you're supposed to.
Right, Sergeant.
Now, remember, with all these people from the press here, it's going to be just like having the eyes of the whole country on us.
I think you could use a little trim there, do you?
Knock it off! Pyle, and this goes for all of you, but especially you. If there's one foul up tomorrow, just one foul up, well, take my word for it, there better not be. Any questions? What, Pyle?
Since you said newspapers was going to be here, I just wondered if you knew if a feller from the Mayberry Gazette was going to be here.
Let's get that rear area policed up. Move, 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 move!
Gomer! Hey, Gomer!
Hey, Mr. Harper, I told you to wait in the splash shack till I got there.
Well, I couldn't. That officer fella come and threw us out.
Oh, my.
Well, what are we gonna do now?
Well, you wait for me over at the bus stop and I'll be by later on. And don't worry, I'll think of something. You'll all be real safe in here, honest.
I like that place that threw us out of better.
You'd be surprised how much room there is inside here. You'll all fit just fine. Come on, I'll show you.
Where's the door?
Oh, it ain't got a door. You have to go in through the turret.
Oh.
See how easy it is? Let me have them one at a time.
Here we go.
Boy.
Thanks, Gomer. We're obliged.
You just make yourselves at home and I'll be back just as soon as I can.
Now, you're sure it's all right?
I'm sure.
Well, that's good news. Some news, huh? No passes tonight. You like that?
But, Duke, we got maneuvers tomorrow.
So what, Gomer? That's tomorrow.
You could do with a good night's sleep. You're starting to get them dark circles under your eyes again.
But I sure had a lot of fun getting them, pal.
Hey, I heard the platoon that does best in war maneuvers gets a week's liberty.
Shazam! I was hoping that'd happen.
A week's liberty. That's from the movie Fat Chance.
Well, that's what I heard.
Well, where'd you hear it?
Larry told me.
Is that right, Larry?
I guess so. Bert told me.
Who told you, Bert?
Eddie.
Is that true, Eddie?
I don't know. Marty told me.
Where'd you hear it, Marty?
Charlie told me.
Is that on the level, Charlie?
I guess so. Gomer told me.
Well, who told you, Gomer?
Nobody. I just did it because I was hoping it'd happen.
Gomer?
Mr. Harper, you ought not be here.
Well, I'm sorry, Gomer, but that officer fella come back and threw us out again. I've been looking all over the place for you.
You have?
Well, I've got to be honest with you. Gomer, the other folks around here ain't friendly like you are. Some of them are just downright unfriendly.
All right, let's have your attention for a minute. Come on, let's listen up.
That's one of the unfriendly ones I was telling you about.
That includes you too, Pyle. Won't you join us?
Sure, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, here's how we're shaping up for tomorrow. These are the special assignments. Felcher and Perkins, you're on the walkie-talkie. Dooley and Perry, you're on the mortar. Slater and Pyle, you're on the bazooka.
Me, Sergeant? On the bazooka? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, at least all those years of possum hunting made you useful for something. At least you got a good aim. Just make sure it's perfect tomorrow.
Oh, I can work that bazooka sight real good. First, you just look through that little gizmo, and then you turn...
Just do it, do it. And one knucklehead move tomorrow, your name is mud with me. And that goes for all of you. Now, sack out early and be on your toes tomorrow. Oh, by the way, if you give it all you got tomorrow, you'll be doing yourselves a big favor. I just heard from someone who heard it from a very reliable source that the best platoon is going to get a week's liberty.
Mr. Harper? Golly, I feel just terrible about you being chased out like that.
I don't mind about myself, but the kids are getting a little tired and cranky.
Oh, bless their hearts. Them poor little young'uns. I just got to get them a roof over their heads. There ought to be some place. I'll be right out. I think I know a place.
Hey, look.
Why, this'll do just fine, Gomer. All it needs is a good sweeping up.
Well, now, why in the world would anybody go off and leave a place like this?
Looks like they couldn't take everything with them. But like I said, it's just an abandoned shack, Saul.
Gee, Gomer, this is the nicest place we've had yet.
It sure is.
Hey, Pa, can I sleep up here, please?
Sure, son. Lottie, look at that, buddy. We got chairs. We got a table. We got a fireplace, beds. Oh, this is a real home.
Oh, thank you, Gomer. I can't tell you how much we appreciate this.
Gomer, you really done us a good turn, a real good turn. We won't forget it.
Oh, it wasn't nothing. Now I can just fix your truck. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You might have to stay here a couple of days.
That's just fine.
See, I got war maneuvers tomorrow, so I probably won't have a chance to try to fix your truck till the next day.
Well, what's one more day? I just hope nobody comes and tries to throw us out of here.
Oh, don't worry. I should have thought of this place right off. Nobody will bother you here.
Gomer, we were so lucky to meet up with you. If you hadn't, we'd have sure been in a mess of trouble.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow right after war maneuvers. You all get a good night's sleep.
I'm sure we'll sleep real good tonight, Gomer.
And I'll sleep a whole lot better, too, now, knowing you're safe.
Oh, Gomer.
Huh?
Now you're sure this time it's really all right?
I'm sure. Well, I'll see you.
Hey, Ma, I found some real nifty firewood right outside.
Well, good boy. Set it over the fireplace. Well, it ain't no castle, but it's sure better than sleeping in the truck.
Oh, I think our luck's beginning to change. Meeting Gomer was a sign. I can feel it in my bones.
Ain't he a fine boy? You know, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have no roof over our heads.
Golly, it sure is pretty.
Oh, and so peaceful and quiet. What do you think, Harper? Do you think Oregon will be as nice?
Well, I don't know. Sure be mighty hard to beat that view.
You nervous, Gomer?
Why should I be nervous?
Well, with the big brass and the reporters out there and you firing a bazooka, doesn't that make you nervous?
Shoot sighting's easy. All you gotta do is look through this little gizmo and turn this thingamajig here, and then you
Gomer,
take...
don't use all that technical language on me.
Platoon standing by and ready for action, sir.
As you were, Sergeant. Well, gentlemen, the next demonstration you are about to see is of an entirely different nature. The assault and destruction of an enemy communications outpost. The target is that shack down there in the valley. Our objective to destroy it swiftly and completely. And we can do it with a platoon equipped with only a bazooka and small arms. You may commence the attack, Sergeant.
Aye, sir.
Hey, Sergeant, I bet I know what you're gonna say. You gonna tell me to start sighting the target. I just love it when you tell me to start sighting the target.
Pyle, you wait till I give you the order.
Right. I won't do a thing till you tell me to start sighting the target. You are gonna tell me to sight the target, ain't you?
Pyle, when I'm good and ready, I'll tell you.
Right.
All right, sight the target.
See? I knew you was gonna tell me to sight the target.
Sight it, sight it. Get on that shack over there.
Are you on target, Pyle?
Huh?
Are you on target? What are you waiting for?
Sergeant, don't you think it'd be better if we went down there and captured the target by infiltration, huh, don't you?
Have you lost your mind?
Well, we'd save the taxpayers a whole lot of money, and then we would be...
Cracking up. Right here in front of my eyes, he's cracking up.
Anytime you're ready, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Pyle, have you got that target sighted?
Well, just let me check the range again. Target sighted.
It better be. Fire!
Better close the window, Harper. Sounds like a thunderstorm.
Recite, Pyle, recite. What's the matter with you? You know how to handle this thing.
Well, this ought to be a whole lot closer. It really ought to.
Well, fire, fire.
Somebody blowed up the truck. Get down on the floor. No, get over there. Go on, get over there. Try to get over. Lottie, I don't know who that is out there, but we ain't going down without fighting.
Golly.
Boy, that's what I call realism. You know, for a minute there, I was really scared.
Sergeant Carter?
Yes, sir?
What's going on? Who's in that shack?
Well, I don't know, sir.
Well, we're being fired upon, Sergeant. Did you know that?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, who's doing the firing?
Well, somebody probably barricaded himself in there is what it is, sir.
Well, get a detail down there and smoke that someone out with tear gas.
Aye, sir.
Golly, maybe there's some kids in there playing, sir.
If those are kids playing, I don't like their toys. A detail of men with tear gas, Sergeant. Whoever's in there, just get them out.
Aye, sir.
Sir.
What is it?
I know it's not my place to offer suggestions, but I'd go down there alone if the colonel will let me.
That doesn't make much sense, Private. Why send one man? Whoever's in there is obviously armed and not afraid to fire and doesn't care what or who he hits.
Well, that's what I mean, sir. We had something like this back home once. A feller got all barricaded in, and then every time a bunch would rush him, he got so scared and panicky that he just fired right into the whole pack of them. And then just one feller tried, and he made it. Because when the feller seen just one coming, he didn't get scared. The feller went in there and took that gun away from him and balled him out good, he did. Please, sir, let me.
Well, that's very courageous of you, Private. All right, but be careful.
Thank you, sir.
Glasses, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
No more shooting, Harper, please.
Well, not unless I have to, Lottie. But I got a right. A man's home's his castle.
Hey, Harper, it's me. Gomer.
Oh!
Jack, get away from that window!
But it's Gomer!
Gomer?
Over behind the stump.
Yeah, it is. We're saved. It's Gomer. Hey, Gomer!
He just went right in.
Somebody out there's been shooting at us, Gomer. Just take a look at what they done to our truck.
Whenever we're in trouble, we can always count on you to be around, can't we, Gomer?
Sure can, ma'am.
Wait a minute. I think I see something moving.
You can't do that, Harper.
Well, why not? Somebody out there's firing at me. Who do you think that is firing at us, Gomer?
Well, I know who it is. It's the United States Marine Corps.
The Marines?
Uh-huh. Well, you see, it's all my fault. This here shack is right smack in the middle of the field for the war maneuvers.
What's he doing in there?
I wish I knew, sir.
All he has to say is this is government property, so you'll have to get out of this shack.
Well, that's probably just what he's saying, sir.
And why is it taking so long?
Well, if the colonel's noticed, he does speak kind of slow.
So you see, this is government property. That's the reason you're gonna have to get out of the shack. I sure am sorry.
Well, it ain't your fault, Gomer. You tried. You couldn't help it that of all the places you picked out for us to stay, not one of them worked out.
Sure botched things up.
Don't feel bad, Gomer. You were only trying to do good.
Sure sorry about it, ma'am.
Well, you tell your colonel that we get out. We'll leave. We don't stay where we're not wanted.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Harper.
And you can also tell him we ain't got no truck no more. It's all busted out. They busted it for us.
I know. I sure am sorry about that, too.
Well, it may take a little while for us to get out. You see, we're a family. We're not Marines.
Right.
I don't know how we're going to get to Oregon now with the truck blowed up.
Sure am sorry. You just take as much time as you need. Guess we'll just have to wait.
Oh, we'll see you, Gomer.
We took Okinawan less time than this. Wait a minute, he's coming out.
Yes, sir. How many's he got with him?
He's alone.
Alone?
Whoever's in there isn't budging.
You gonna smoke him out, Colonel?
I certainly am. I've got a program to carry out. Well, who is it? Who's down there?
Well, it's the whole family. A mama and a daddy and a little girl and a little boy.
A whole family? Well, how did they get in there anyway? Just decided to move in?
Well...
And now they won't leave? That's what they told you?
Well, you see, their truck's busted, sir.
We've got maneuvers to complete.
You gonna use tear gas, Colonel?
What?
You wouldn't have to use anything if they had a truck. See, they need a truck. Their own truck got ruined. They need a truck. Truck could do it. Best plan would be if they had a truck. See, they really need a truck.
Where do they want to go anyway?
They want to go to Oregon, and they could if they had a truck. You see, if they had a truck,
I know. All right. Let's loan them one of our trucks and get them to Oregon.
You lend him a truck, Colonel?
Well, of course. Can't just let them sit down there.
That's mighty generous of you, Colonel. Hey, make a great human interest story, and a big credit to you, sir.
And, sir, for the folks down there, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Careful there now. That's fine. Thank you.
Thanks, fellers. Boy, this will get you to Oregon all right, Harper.
Oh, you ain't kidding. It's a lot better than the old wreck was anyway. Thanks, Gomer.
Well, I'll be. Well, everybody in. Come on. I promised the Colonel we'd be shoving off. In, honey. Come on. Up we go.
Well, Gomer, I guess that's about it. Now, don't forget, buddy boy, anytime you're in Oregon, you got a place to hang your hat.
Well, thank you, Harper. That's real nice. Bye-bye. Y'all be sweet. Bye. Be careful now.
Bye, Gomer.
Uh-oh, you got yourself a flat tire, a real blowout. You run over a busty bob.
What am I gonna do?
Well, let's see. I've got tomorrow off, and I can go in town and get you a brand new tire. But first of all, I got to... Shazam! Would you look at that shine? I can see my own reflection in it. You want to see your own reflection in it? Don't look at the laces, though. It'll make creases in your face.
All right, all you people. All of you over here. Drop whatever you're doing and listen up good. Now, I need a volunteer for a special detail. Headquarters has decided to add something new to battalion operations. They're requisitioning some dogs from the Army Canine Corps to be used on sentry duty. Now, these dogs are going to be shipped in here.
Dogs? You mean we're going to have dogs right here on the base?
I said, listen, don't talk.
Right, Sergeant. Dogs. How about that?
Pyle! Now, there are going to be 4 dogs in all, so we'll need 4 men to team up with them. Each platoon sergeant has been asked to pick a man from his own outfit, which is why I'm here. Well, anybody interested?
I am, Sergeant. I am.
Well, any volunteers?
I am, Sergeant. I'll be a volunteer.
Well, how about it? Johnson?
Sounds like a job right up my alley, Sergeant.
Okay, that's one. Is there another one?
Me, Sergeant. I'm another one. Please. Please.
All right. It's between Pyle and Johnson. The rest of you people, as you were. Have you had much experience with dogs?
Oh, yes, Sergeant. I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't have a dog. I've had 25 in all. Let's see, there was Nellie and Pepper and Gilmore and Chew Chin.
Okay, Pyle.
Chew Chin was a child.
Swell.
Then there was Champ. He was one of the first dogs I ever had. Talk about good-natured. Why, he wouldn't even scratch for fear of hurting the fleas.
That's very interesting.
Then there was Pyle. He was one of the finest retrievers that ever was. Oh, it was a thing of beauty to see him jump into an icy creek and swim across and fetch a duck. Pretty near broke my heart when he got too old to retrieve. I knew he was just about through, though, one day when he run up to the creek. He stuck his paw in the water to test the temperature. I think that's one of the saddest things in the world, when a good hunting dog is too old to retrieve anymore. Don't you think so, Sergeant?
Will you knock it off? How about you, Johnson? You had much experience with dogs?
Sure have, Sergeant. But I didn't have them just as house pets. I was a mule skinner, and I had them kind of rough dogs they have in this canine corps. Knew how to handle them, too. When they acted up, I gave it to them good.
You mean you whooped them?
Well, let's just say I had my ways. But when I gave them an order, those monsters listened.
Well, I never considered any dog I ever had a monster. Each one was a fine animal, and I give him his due respect. Why, I never would in the...
What is this, a dog debate? Now, look, Johnson, they're looking for dog partners, not lion tamers. Can you do the job or can't you?
Please, Sergeant, give me the chance. I'll make good. I promise you'll see.
Sergeant, I guarantee you I'll handle that dog the way you handle the platoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, with the old iron fist. Rah, rah, rah. Even when they do it right, you don't let them know.
Huh?
So they come to look at you as just a big, mean, ugly brute.
Pyle, ordinarily I wouldn't pick you for anything. It usually ends in disaster. But I got a feeling that you're right for this job. It's just a feeling.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I mean, you wouldn't exactly be a big, mean, ugly brute, would you?
Why, I never would.
Sergeant, I've got a lot more experience with these kind of dogs.
Johnson, who's doing the picking, you or the brute? Now, they'll be shipping in these dogs tomorrow morning. There'll be an instructor along to conduct the training. Just make sure you listen up good to exactly everything he says and do whatever he tells you.
Don't worry, Sergeant, I will.
See that you do. Now, I'm sticking my neck out picking you. Don't make me look bad.
I won't. And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry I took the job away from you, Johnson, but no hard feelings.
Well, let's see what happens when the dogs come.
Hey, fellers, the dogs is here. Just look at them beauties. Ain't they something? Hey there, Poochie, you old sweet thing.
Don't get too close to them. They're a little edgy from the trip.
I don't blame him. I'd be edgy, too, if I'd come all this way locked in a cage.
Hi, Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Myers. These are men who'll be working with the dogs?
Right.
I'm your training instructor. It'll be my job to teach you to take over the dogs.
Do we get to pick out the one we want? Can we do it now?
This ain't a pet shop window, Pyle, and you ain't picking out a puppy for your birthday. Now pipe down and listen.
First, I want to get these hounds settled down and used to their new surroundings. Let's meet in about an hour and get started.
Right.
We'll be there with bells on. See you later, you beautiful thing.
I told you not to get too close. These animals have been trained to attack strangers. Don't you understand?
We won't be strangers long. I'm gonna be a daddy to one of you.
When you get out, when you go. These animals are already highly trained, qualified sentry dogs. Now it's just a matter of them getting used to their new partners. From now on, you and the dog you've selected will become inseparable. Only you will pet, feed, or otherwise handle your dogs. Now, these dogs have names which you will continue to use. This is Ripper. This is Mauler. This is Tiger. And this is Killer.
Mean names, awful mean.
Now, it's going to take a little time for your dog to get used to you and become your friend. To break the ice, I want each of you to move over to your dog real easy-like and stand beside him. Don't do anything else. Just stand.
There ain't no reason to be frightened. I'm just trying to get acquainted.
Now, slowly, real slowly, reach over and pet your dog. Don't do anything to startle him. That's okay. Don't let it throw you. Killer happens to be the toughest one in the bunch. It may take a little longer with him.
Well, that name of his ain't helping none. Every time you call him Killer, it only reminds him to stay mean.
Pyle, you might be glad someday he is mean. He might save your life against a saboteur or something. Okay, now try petting him again. Nice and easy like.
Lord, if he's this way with his master, I'd hate to think what he'd do to that saboteur.
Tail, halt!
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Pull on the leash harder. Force him down.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Sit.
He sure minds you a whole lot better than he does me.
Don't worry. He'll get used to you. He's a crack dog. He'll start obeying you real fast. Okay. Forward. March.
Father. Father. Come on. Father. Come on, Father.
Heel.
You're trying to embarrass me in front of everybody. You're doing a good job.
First man. Next man. Next. Next. Yank on the leash to get him started.
Come on. Come on, Killer. Come on, Killer. Killer, come on.
Pyle is sure having his troubles, huh, Sergeant?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd have had that hound buckled down within 5 minutes.
Who asked you? It's just the first day.
Right, Sergeant.
Detail. Halt. Okay, we'll hit it again tomorrow. Right now, get your dog in his cage and get him fed. Dismissed.
Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on. Get in. Get in now. Come on, Killer, get in. Please get in. Come on.
Pyle, are you sure you're going to be able to handle that dog?
Yes, Sergeant. It's just gonna take a little time.
Well, there ain't going to be too much time. There's a lieutenant from the Canine Corps coming at the end of the week to check you guys out. Now, if you don't think you're going to be ready, say so right now, and I'll get Johnson to take over.
Johnson? Oh, please don't do that, Sergeant. He'd be mean to my dog.
Pyle, that might be the only way to handle this hound.
Don't worry. Me and him's gonna get along just fine, ain't we?
I don't know.
I'll get to him, I promise. Just give me a little more time, Sergeant.
Well, not too much more, because if there's no improvement, I'm going to make the switch. I'm the one that's responsible, and I ain't staying out on that limb much longer.
It'll be all right, Sergeant. I just know it will. Did you hear that? If you don't start cooperating pretty soon, you're going to end up with Buck Johnson as your partner. You know, I ought to be mad at you for the way you behaved today, but I ain't. I forgive you. I know it was just your first day and you was kind of upset. That's it. Get it all out of your system. If there's something eating at you, there ain't nothing worse than keeping it inside. I know, you're in a strange place and you're tired and you're hungry. Well, I'll go get you dinner, then we'll have us a long talk and really get acquainted. How about that? Come on, jump. Come on, please, jump. Come on, Killer. Come on, jump.
That's what happens when a boy tries to do a man's job. I tell you, the only way to handle these monsters is to...
Yeah, I know. Be a mean, ugly brute. Look, if you want to watch this, just watch. Keep your mouth shut.
Come on, jump. Come on, please, jump. Come on, Killer.
You ready, Corporal? What we're about to do now is the most important exercise of all. It's a test of the dog's aggressiveness if he's provoked by an enemy. All right, we'll try yours first. Okay, that's enough. Fine, fine. Okay, Pyle, you next. Okay, that's enough. Beautiful. Good dog. All right, we'll try your dog next.
Not you. You've already had your turn.
Get him out of there.
Come on, killer.
All right, get him down. Get him down, Pyle.
My goodness. You're attacking that food like it was the enemy. When you're off duty, you've got to learn to relax a little. You've got to forget this killing all the time and learn to enjoy life. It's no good if you have nothing in your heart but hatred. You've got to learn to love a little, too. My goodness, your muscles are as tight as guitar strings. Ease up. Stretch out a little. That's better. You see, underneath it all, I know you got nice qualities. The whole trouble is that name they gave you, Killer. You figure you just got to live up to it. If you had a different name, maybe you'd act different. In fact, why don't we call you by something else when you're off duty? Let's see. Now, what could we call you instead of Killer? How about Lemley Gilbert? I used to have a collie by that name, and he was as gentle as he could be. Lemley Gilbert. How's that hit you? Hey, Lemley Gilbert.
Lyle, do you think you're going to be able to...
Sergeant, I think I'm getting Lemley Gilbert to go to sleep.
Lemley who?
Lemley Gilbert, that's what I call Killer when he's off duty.
Lemley Gilbert.
Let's try to make as good a showing as we can at the inspection. That's all for now. Dismiss.
Oh, Pyle. Well, you're doing much better.
Thank you, Sergeant. I told you all I needed was a little time to get squared away.
Yeah, well, keep it up, huh?
Then you're not going to let Johnson take my dog?
What for? You're doing all right.
Well, thank you a lot, Sergeant, for having faith in me. I won't let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for his brushing. Lemley really looks forward to that.
Lemley...
Gilbert. Come on, boy. Feels good, don't it? Tell the truth now. Don't you feel a whole lot better since you've learned to relax? You can defend your country and still have a happy life at the same time. Smile, Lemley Gilbert, smile. Sergeant Carter, say hey to the sergeant. Give him some sugar.
Quit it! What does he think he's doing? Get him off of me! Get him off of me!
He likes you. He wouldn't lick your face if he didn't like you.
I don't like dogs licking my face.
That's the only way they can show affection. They can't shake hands like human beings, so they do it with licking.
Well, how come he's so affectionate in the first place? I thought these hounds were supposed to be suspicious of strangers.
Well, you're no stranger, for heaven's sakes. He's seen you around and he likes you. He's just one of them great dogs that's blessed with a good nature.
This ain't the way he was when he first came here. He was one of the roughest dogs in the bunch.
Oh, he still is when he's on duty. But when he's off duty, he likes to relax and have fun just like the rest of us.
Well, just make sure he don't get too relaxed. I'm counting on you to make a good showing in that inspection.
Oh, don't you worry about this feller, Sergeant. Just between you and me, he's the best dog of the bunch. Maybe I'm prejudiced, him being mine and all, but that's the way I feel. You're the best darn dog in the whole world, and Gomer loves you. Well, I'll see you later, Sergeant. I got to go give him a bath. He's not only going to be the best dog in that inspection, but he's going to be the sweetest smelling. Come on, honey. Let's go rub-a-dub in the tub. Come on.
Great teamwork, Lieutenant. You've brought us some fine dogs there.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is the real test of their ability, sir. A demonstration of their alertness and aggressiveness when confronted by an enemy.
I see what you mean. Good. Good.
Watch this one, sir. This is Killer, one of the best we have.
Get up now. You're on duty. Get up. No, get up. You're on duty now. You ain't off duty. No, you can't do that now. I can't do your tum-tum now. The colonel and everybody's watching. Get up. Attack. Killer, get up.
Sergeant Myers, just what is going on here? I don't know, sir. Who was in charge of that dog? This man, sir. Private, what have you done to that dog?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing, huh? I'll tell you what you've done, boy. You have taken a powerful, aggressive animal and turned him into a pussycat. This dog was a perfect specimen when he came here. He was trained to defend and attack. Look at him now. He's a pussycat. Slobbering hound off of me. You have ruined him, that's what you've done. Ruined him. He is washed up as a sentry dog. You understand that, Sergeant? Shall we take him to the kennels for retraining, sir? Retraining? What for? He's finished. The only thing he's good for now is the dog pound. Get him out of here. Yes, sir.
Dog pound? You mean you're going to send him to the dog pound?
That's right, Private.
Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful, sir, but you'd be making a terrible mistake to send this animal to the pound. He's a fine dog. I don't care what you say. A dog don't have to be a vicious beast every minute he's in the canine corps.
Excuse me, sir, with your permission. While that happens to be an officer you're talking to, you knucklehead, didn't you learn the first thing about military courtesy, or you want to go to the brig and learn some more? Well, didn't you, huh? Did you?
Hold him! Hold that dog!
Come back now. Stop that.
Do you agree now, Private, that the only place for this dog is the pound? It's very obvious you have lost complete control of this animal.
I wouldn't say that, Lieutenant. I'd say the dog handles himself quite well.
Sir?
The minute he sensed his master being threatened, he jumped to his defense. That's what he's trained to do, isn't it?
That's right, sir, but the dog is unfit for sentry duty. He failed to respond when he himself was being attacked. Sir, the dog is unfit.
That may be so, but isn't it lucky you discovered it now, rather than later during some crucial test?
Sir?
Well, if the dog is a pussycat, as you said, he probably had within him the makings of a pussycat all along. The private here only managed to bring that out.
But, sir...
I think you should be thankful to the private for uncovering it now, rather than having the enemy do it later.
Well, yes, sir, but...
I don't feel the only thing left for this dog is the pound. If you don't want him, I know someone who does. Colonel Swanson. He has a youngster who'd probably appreciate a fine companion like this. He might enjoy this pussycat.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful, sir. Did you hear that, boy? You ain't gonna go to no pound after all. You're gonna be in a fine home, a colonel's home. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And, sir, do you think it'd be all right if I come over and visit the dog every once in a while?
I suppose so.
Ain't that wonderful, sweetie? I'm gonna get to come and visit you, and we can play all of our favorite games. Hide and seek, and fetch the stick, and run, sheep, run. And every now and then they're gonna let me brush you, and I can do your tum-tum. He just loves it when I do his tum-tum. Don't you, Linda Gilbert?
I think I'm gonna be... What a day. What a day.
What are you complaining about, Vince? They ask you to do a little work?
A little work? 2 field problems, a 20-mile hike, twice around the obstacle course. That's a little work. That's murder, just plain murder.
Get the chaplain over to listen to this heartbreaking story.
What I'll never understand is how come you make the same dough I get, and you're just a supply sergeant. Supply. I'm out in the hot sun with a 60-pound pack, and you're sitting around here in a soft chair counting shoelaces. And you get paid the same. And for what? Supply.
Come on, get off it, Vince.
No. He's absolutely right. I shouldn't get the same dough he does. I should get twice what he does.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what the glorified haberdasher said?
I'm worth twice. Without supply, nothing. I'm the most important guy in this outfit. You ever think of that?
Oh, come on, Hank. I'm in charge of 62 men.
Without me, 62 naked men.
So you give 'em a pair of pants. Big deal. Me, I got the real responsibility. The life of every one of them is in these hands.
Look, Dr. Kildare, for your job, all you need is a can of foot powder and a big mouth. Up, 2, 3, 4. For my job, you need brains. You could be replaced by a recording.
Do you have any idea
Come
what
on,
it takes
you
to...
guys. Every night, the same argument. For once, couldn't we have a nice, quiet game of cards, no arguing?
Who's arguing?
You and all the hard work you do. Half the time you're off on leaves and liberties. Well, easy enough. There are 40 guys who can take over for you. Not me. I can't leave. There ain't nobody can take over for me.
Are you kidding? Why, any wet-nosed recruit could run this 2-bit country store.
Oh, why don't you stop?
Well, come on, gentlemen. Cards. Play.
Excuse me, everybody.
What do you want, Pyle?
It's Sergeant Singer. A telegram was just phoned into the duty hut. Your grandfather.
Grandfather?
Surprise.
What was it, boy or a girl?
Well, let me think now. I was so excited when I heard your son had a daughter.
A baby girl.
Now,
Congratulations.
wait a minute. I don't have a son. It was my daughter had the baby.
Oh. Well, then your daughter had a son.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. If you had a son, he had a daughter. If you had a daughter, she had a son. I remember because they was opposites.
A boy, that's even better.
Hey, what else do they say? Everybody all right?
Just fine. And the little feller weighed 10 pounds, born at 6 o'clock.
Hey, 10 pounds, that's some baby,
Yeah,
huh?
he's ready to be a Marine already.
Or was it 6 pounds born at 10 o'clock?
Well, which is it, Pyle?
Well, I ain't exactly sure. Like I said, I was so excited and everything. And
Hey, I gotta go call her.
Nice going, Pyle. You got everything perfect.
Well, I was so excited. This is the first baby I ever reported on, and I didn't know what to do.
It's a boy, and he was 10 pounds. 10 pounds, born at 0600.
You sure it wasn't 600 pounds, born at 10 o'clock?
Hey, guess what? They're gonna name him after me. Henry.
Boy, that's starting out with a handicap.
Henry Wadsworth Steinkamp.
That poor kid.
Oh, would I love to see that kid. I'd give anything to go.
So what's stopping you?
Oh, I can't get away. The trip would take a whole week. I couldn't find anybody to take over for me.
Are you gonna go into that again? Come on, Hank. Anybody can handle your job.
No, I know. You told me that before.
Well, I mean it. You want to see the kid so bad? Take off. What can happen?
What can happen? In a week, the supply room would be a shambles. Nobody would be able to find a thing. Take off, he says.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Any knucklehead can do your job. Now's as good a time as any to prove it.
I got a good mind to take you up on that.
Then why don't you?
For how much?
You name it.
Name it yourself.
A month's salary?
You're on.
Good.
You're a witness, Boyle. You heard the bet. I say by the time I get back, the place will be a mess.
And I say any knucklehead can handle his job perfectly.
Right. Now, let's see. How about that knucklehead who delivered the telegram?
Pyle?
Yeah, him.
That knucklehead?
You said any knucklehead could do it. What's the matter? You want to back out?
What? And miss the chance to show you up? No, it's a bet. You're on.
Good. So Pyle's my replacement. Okay, I'll go get my leave papers. An extra month's paid. I just about covered a trip. Thanks.
You want me to do what?
That's right. I've been watching you lately, and I think you're ready for more responsibility. That's why I picked you out for this job myself.
Well, that's real nice of you, Sergeant, but I don't know a thing
Nothing
about
to it. A man comes in here and asks you for something, you give it to him.
Well, that don't sound too hard.
Well, it's easy. Look, we'll practice a little. Now, for instance, I come in here and I say, give me a pistol belt.
What'd I do?
You go and get a pistol belt.
Oh. Well, where are they?
They're on the pistol belt shelf.
Oh. Well, where's that?
Pyle, why are you making a big production out of a simple thing? A man comes in and asks for a pistol belt, you give it to him. Is that difficult? Now, I can't show you. You're going to be in charge. You're going to have to find it yourself. There's somewhere in there.
All right, Sergeant. Can you give me a hint?
No hints.
Am I getting warm?
Keep looking. You'll find him.
I got some nice buckets here. How about one of them instead?
A pistol belt.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, it'll take him a little while to know where everything is.
Yeah, sure, Vince.
You can't expect him to know everything in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to work at it.
Yeah.
I'm dead, ain't I? A whole month's pay. What am I going to do?
Sergeant Carter?
What do you want, Hummel?
I've just completed the platoon S10 forms. They need your signature.
They are due to the end of the week. What's your hurry?
Well, I thought you might like to have them ready. Copies in the duty hut and the Y8s have been posted.
Good.
I always say, plan your work and work your plan.
I can't find them pistol belts nowhere.
If you're looking for pistol belts, they're on the second stack behind.
How'd you know that?
Oh, I've had occasion to requisition items. Simple power of observation and retention.
Thanks, Lester.
Observation and retention. You had experience in supply, Hummel?
Some. It's a simple matter of cataloging and keeping a permanent inventory. I had a course in business administration back at school. Really helps.
Business administration. Are you going to be around long?
Well, at the company office, Sergeant.
I'll be over in 5 minutes.
They was right where he said they was. Smart feller, that Lester.
Isn't he, though? Pyle, come here a minute. When was the last time you had leave?
Well, let me see. I think it was back in about...
That long? I had no idea. Well, you're way overdue. And if you got a leave coming, you have to take it. It's good for you. You know, get away for a while.
What about the job here, Sergeant?
Well, I'll hate to lose you. But a tense Marine is a bad Marine. I'll have your orders typed up and you leave in the morning.
But, Sergeant, this job here, you said...
But don't worry about this job. I want you to leave.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order, Pyle. Hey, what a break. Did you get that, Hummel? He's had business administration. He's a natural.
Yeah, but how are you going to get Singer to go along with the switch?
Just leave that to me. All set to go?
Yeah, just gonna pick up a couple of presents at the PX. Hey, where's our knucklehead? He's coming, ain't he?
Pyle? Oh, sure. He'll be on duty here, subject to military obligations, of course.
Huh?
Say, it's a nice day for your trip.
Sergeant, here are the leave papers for the platoon. You want to check them?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, sir, it's a perfect day for a trip.
It's 72 degrees right now, Sergeant. Scheduled to go to a high of 85.
Well, what's this? Private Pyle has gone on leave.
Who's on leave?
Pyle. You know, the knucklehead we picked. Well, then he's out. Like we said, subject to military obligations. Oh, that's too bad. He would have been the perfect goof to come in here and prove my point.
Hey, what did a slave
Well,
of
there's
his...
nothing to do but to try to think of another knucklehead.
Let's see this.
You're not going on leave, are you?
No,
Then you'll have to take over. What's your name again?
My name? Hummel, Sergeant.
Hummel, Sergeant Singer's gonna be away for a week, and you'll just have to try to fill in as best you can. Okay, Singer, we got our man.
All right, if he's the one, let's go. Let's get started. Come on, Hummel. These are the unfilled requisitions. These
I
here are...
understand. The M32s and the M19s for armory items. No problems. I presume the regular rules of survey apply to used items being replaced.
That's right. Who is he?
Who? Nobody, just somebody from the platoon. A Private Himmel.
No, Hummel.
Hummel. Come on, you better get started.
How come Pyle got leave?
Well, can I help it? Somebody gives him leave? Just my luck. The only guy left in the place is,
Hummel.
Hummel. Okay, you better take over.
Very good, Sergeant. There'll be no problem of any sort whatsoever. You know, I had that course in business administration.
I know. Vince, now you get busy. Come on, Hank, you don't want to miss your plane.
That Hummel seems pretty sure of himself.
Well, he's not as big a knucklehead as Pyle. Oh, he would have been the perfect one to come in here and prove once and for all that...
Hey, Sergeant, I've been looking all over for you.
Hey, Pyle, aren't you supposed...
Get going, Pyle. You miss your bus.
I thought it all over, and I just can't leave with you depending on me. So if you want me to take that supply job, I'm just gonna do it.
Huh?
I know you're just trying to be nice, ordering me to go on leave, but I can't leave you in the lurch, so I'll do it. Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'll see you later.
That's what we call dirty pool, Vince. Shame. You started to worry. Maybe it takes a guy with half a brain, so you switch guys on me. What's this, Hummel, a college boy?
What can I help?
You know what? You want Hummel in there? Put Hummel in there. I don't care if you go in there, work yourself. Because, like you said, any knucklehead can do it.
And I still say it. And you want to know something? I'm going to put Pyle in there to prove it once and for all. Yeah, any knucklehead can do it. I say it again. Right, Pyle it is. Yeah.
Good.
All right, knock it off. You get what you want. Shut up. Come on, Pyle, open up. Open up. Can't keep him out there all day. What are you doing anyway?
What am I gonna do, Sergeant? I was just trying to neaten up a little bit.
Well, you've been in here 6 days. Is this the best you can do?
Just looky here, Sergeant. I had no idea when I started this job it'd be so complicated. There's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands, and I don't know where...
Pyle, get a hold of yourself. Now, look, Pyle, you're an intelligent man. You really are. There's nothing about this little job you can't handle. Well, gosh, it's just like playing store now, isn't it? And that's not hard, is it? Then see if you can get this mess straightened up before Sergeant Singer comes back tomorrow, okay?
Right, Sergeant. I just wished he's back today. Well, there's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands...
Well, he's not! Now, get this place going and now. You understand now? Open that door and let those men in. All right, knock it off. Hold it. Now, get in line. Knock off the chatter. You'll get taken care of. Him first.
5 shelter halves.
Check. Shelter hides right away. 5 shelter hides. Shelter hides. Shelter hides. You did say shelter hides, didn't you? You wouldn't want to come back tomorrow when Sergeant Singer's here.
Pyle! I need him now. I'm already late. We're going out on bivouac.
Hey, how about
come on. I gotta have some sea rations, too. I need sea rations.
Come on.
So, hey, what about my sea? I need some sea rations.
Well, knock it off. You'll get your sea rations. Goodbye, Sergeant Carter.
Oh, Vince.
Knock it off! Knock it off! Yeah?
This is Surplus Baggage Singer calling.
What do you want, Singer?
Oh, nothing. Just wanted to know how your boy was getting along. Hey, what are you doing there, Vince? Helping out?
No, I ain't helping out. And everything's fine. Just fine.
Hey, if that's Sergeant Singer, would you ask him where in mercy he keeps them shelter heists? And I can't find hide and hair of them helmet liners. And where do you send the laundry to?
Hey, what is it, Vince? No trouble, is there? What's going on?
No, there ain't any trouble. Why should there be any trouble? Nobody even knows you're missing. What is it now?
There's a feller here about some basketball uniforms. I never heard nothing about that.
Uniforms? For basketball?
6 teams, 10 on each, 60 uniforms. Ask Sergeant Singer where they're at.
Can't you look someplace?
Hey, Carter, this is long distance. It's costing me dough. Yeah, but then I guess I could afford it since I'm getting you a paycheck.
Don't be so sure. You ain't back yet.
Hey, Vince, you getting squared away with those basketball uniforms, those 60 uniforms?
Well, as a matter of fact,
6 teams, 10 uniforms, shirts, sneakers, jackets, all in different cartons. Oh, I meant to tell you about it. It was just a routine thing.
Yeah, routine.
I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Oh, and the baby says goo-goo to you.
Dead. I'm dead.
Did he tell you where the uniforms are at?
You find them, Pyle. That's your job.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order.
Sergeant...
Pyle? You here, Pyle?
Be right with you.
List of stuff being delivered here in the morning.
More stuff?
Hey, did you happen to run across those uniforms yet?
Tell you the truth, I can't hardly find nothing round here. Sure good thing Sergeant Singer's coming back tomorrow.
It may be good for you, but not for Carter.
Why's that?
Because your dear old sergeant is about to get clobbered, but good.
What do you mean?
Look, Pyle, for the last 10 years, Carter's been riding Singer, telling him what a soft touch this supply job is here and that anybody could handle it. Well, Singer finally took him up on it, and that's why you're here. Now, you can see what happened.
Shazam! I had no idea.
Carter's not only going to lose the month's pay, you bet, but Singer's going to ride him about this from now on.
He counted on me, and I let him down.
You sure did, buddy boy.
If Sergeant Carter depended on me, then I just got to deliver for him.
Yeah, how?
Well, I got all night to straighten things. I could fix the place up, couldn't I?
Maybe. They fixed Berlin.
Well, what do you say, huh? Come on, Hank. This is just the first time. Have a heart, huh? Give me 3 out of 5, huh? 3 out of 5.
Hey, that bad, huh? Oh, no, ain't that awful.
I can't believe it. Well, I'll be.
Hey, Sergeant Singer, welcome back. Place looks pretty good, don't it? Of course, it ain't the same as it was. I moved some of the stuff around so as I could find it easier. Put in my own system.
Your own system?
You made up a system?
Uh-huh. I divided the whole room into 3 parts. Animal, vegetable, mineral. Now, that part back there in the back, leather stuff like that, that's animal. Then the stuff that's made out of cotton and wood and the like, that's vegetable. Then all the rest is mineral, all the metal things.
And all you got to do is play animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It won't work.
Blanket, poncho, and a bayonet.
Right. Blanket, animal, poncho, vegetable, bayonet, mineral.
It won't work, huh? That's beautiful, beautiful. I knew you'd do it, Pyle. Good boy. You satisfied now, Sergeant Singer? Huh? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? Hiya, Hank. How's my pigeon?
Hey, come on, let's get the game started. It's been a long time. What's this?
Our bet, that's the check I owe you.
Well, you don't have to pay me now. The day ain't over yet. You got until midnight. Deal of cards, boy. Boy, Hank, I've been waiting 10 years to prove this point.
Hey, how did everything go at home, man?
Oh, fine.
Baby okay?
Yeah. You want to know something? That trip was a blessing in disguise.
Huh?
I mean, I found out something, you know, it's good to know. I don't have to feel like I'm walking out on a job. I can start thinking about retirement.
What are you talking about?
My daughter has a spare room over the garage. I could be a big help to them. Help them on babysitting, things like that.
How can you go from being a Marine one day to a babysitter the next?
Why not?
You mean you'd really quit the Marines?
Oh, yeah. And you know I have to thank for it you, Vince. Oh, no kidding. You did me a great favor.
You never said anything before about quitting.
Yeah. What kind of talk is this?
Oh, why not? It makes sense.
But you got a job to do here.
Oh, you guys can find another man for the card game?
Good evening, sergeants. Just came by to pass out them basketball uniforms to the fellers. No need for you to get up. It'll all run smooth as silk. No need for you at all.
Yeah, get out of here.
It'll all run smooth as silk.
Go on, get out.
It's too late, Hank.
You guys mind if we don't play tonight? I'm kind of beat.
Yeah, sure. Sure, anything you say.
Sergeant, are sneakers made out of cotton? Does that make them vegetable? Or them leather patches on the sides, that make them animal? I know they ain't mineral, but I've looked all over. Or basketball's plastic or leather? I can't seem to remember. I'm doing the best I can. What am I gonna do?
Hold it, take it easy. Don't do anything. Just don't do anything. All right. Pipe down. All you guys beat it. We gotta restow our gear here. You can dry your uniforms first thing in the morning. Out.
I don't know what happened, Sergeant.
All right, let's get things squared away in here. Carter, Boyle, lend a hand, will you?
Huh? Oh, sure.
All right, Boyle, you start back there. Everything out on the counter.
Wait a minute. Why bother, Hank, if you're leaving the Marines?
Leaving? How am I gonna leave? Are you kidding? I'm stuck here. Where am I gonna find somebody to take over for me? Where? Come on the counter. On the ball, get this place straightened out.
Golly, Sergeant, hardly know what to say. I sure am sorry I let you down.
Yeah.
System just didn't work. It's all my fault. Now life around here's just gonna be miserable for you.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking, so just go ahead and say it.
Pyle.
Yes, sir?
Have a cigar. Wait a minute, Hank. I'll give you a hand.
You see, Pyle, you gotta go by the book. These jury-rigged systems never work. It takes experience.
Hey, Hank. U.S. government check. My whole month's salary endorsed to you.
Nah, it was a silly bet. We never should have made it. Keep the check.
Never. You won it fair and square. It's yours.
No, the bet's off. You take it.
What do you think I am, a Welcher? I'd throw it away before I'd take it. Here, Pyle, you tear it up and throw it in the trash. Now, will you take it?
Not me. Well, I gotta go check the warehouse. Oh, look, why don't we forget the whole thing? I'll keep my check. You keep yours. I'll take it out of you at the card game.
You feel that way about it, okay. Now, give me the check, Pyle. The check!
Well, I don't have it, Sergeant.
What's the matter with you? I just gave it to you.
But you just told me to tear it up and throw it in the...
The trash? You threw my salary check in the trash? Well, why do you have to listen to everything I say? What's with you?
I duplicator. Julian jumped behind the sofa. Aha, so you did go to her house. You didn't trust me. You said you trusted me, and then you went behind my back. You scum. Beatrix hurled the vase. It missed Julian by an inch and shattered against the glass wall. I burned your car for nothing, and you're sitting here pranking me. I'm not pranking you. You're pranking yourself, Julian shouted. You're the one who melted my gold, Beatrix. That was an heirloom. The argument was interrupted by the front door swinging open. Mama Vane, Julian's mother, a woman who smelled of peppermint and secrets, strolled in, holding Leo by the scruff of his neck. Will you two stop the screeching? Mama Vane barked. We have a crisis, a real one. Chapter 5, The Peaches Crisis. Mama Vane pushed Leo into the center of the room. Julian and Beatrix stopped their domestic warfare and stared at their son. What happened? Julian asked. Did he fail his math test? Worse, Mama Vane said, pulling a small plastic baggie from her purse. Inside was a perfectly rolled green cigarette. I found this in the hallway outside his room. The room went silent. Beatrix gasped, clutching her chest. A joint? My baby is a drug lord? I didn't do it, Leo shouted. I've never even seen that before. Don't you lie to me, Leo Vance, Beatrix wailed. I refuse to have a crackhead for a child. I did not raise a toothless street dweller. Mom, it's weed, not crack, Leo groaned. It's a gateway drug, Beatrix screamed. First it's a joint, then it's heroin. Then you're living in a cardboard box under the freeway, calling yourself Peaches and scratching your face off. I won't have it. I won't have a son named Peaches. Julian stepped forward, trying to be the voice of reason. Beatrix, calm down. Leo, tell us the truth. Where did this come from? Calm down. Beatrix, calm down. Leo, I told you I don't know, Leo yelled. Mama Vane watched the chaos with a peculiar expression. She looked at the joint, then at her grandson, then at the floor. Finally, she sighed. It's mine, she said quietly. The room went dead silent again. Julian blinked. Excuse me? Mom, did you just say you're smoking the devil's lettuce? The doctor prescribed it, Julian. Mama Vane snapped. I've been going through chemotherapy treatments in secret. I didn't want to make a fuss, but the nausea was killing me. The marijuana helps. It's medical. Beatrix's jaw hit the floor. Mama Vane, you're sick? I'm fine, the old woman said, softening. The doctors say I'm in the clear after 3 more rounds. But I accidentally dropped my medicine in the hall. Leo had nothing to do with it. Beatrix burst into tears. Oh, Mama Vane, I thought my son was becoming Peaches, and all the while you were suffering. I'm not suffering, Mama Vane said, grabbing the baggie back. In fact, after a few puffs of this, I actually find Julian's sports broadcasts interesting. Chapter 6. The dinner party from hell. A week later, things had settled into a simmer. Beatrix had promised to buy Julian a new car, a mid-range sedan, as punishment for his prank. And Mama Vane was doing well. To celebrate the peace, Beatrix decided to host a dinner party. The goal was to fix up their friend Jasmine. Jasmine was a firecracker, but she was perpetually single because she had a tendency to tell men exactly what was wrong with their faces within 5 minutes of meeting them. Beatrix invited 2 high-quality men, Billy, a police officer, and Scotty, a high school football coach. The dinner started poorly. Julian's business partner, Baxter, arrived with his girlfriend, Kiki. Kiki was Julian's ex-fiancée, a woman whose voice sounded like a cat being dragged across a chalkboard. Oh, Beatrix, Kiki said, looking around the penthouse. And it's so brave of you to wear that dress, Kiki, Beatrix replied with a razor-sharp smile. I didn't know they made spandex in Desperation Blue. As the guests sat down, Jasmine began her interrogation of the eligible bachelors. So, Billy, Jasmine said, pointing a fork at the cop, you ever shot anybody? Or are you just one of those guys who sits in the car and eats donuts till his cholesterol hits 4 digits? Billy blinked, his mouth full of manicotti. I've had a very decorated career, ma'am. And you, coach? Jasmine turned to Scotty. You look like you have a lot of feelings. Do you cry when the boys lose? Is that why your eyes are so puffy? Or is it just the cheap beer? The table went silent. Julian tried to intervene. So, how about those Neo-Chicago Gladiators? Great season, right? No one cares about sports, Julian, Kiki shrieked. We care about the fact that Baxter and I are getting married. Show them the ring, Baxi. Baxter looked like he wanted to vanish into the floorboards. He held up Kiki's hand, revealing a diamond the size of a grape. $57,000, Kiki whispered. And no prenup. Because love doesn't need a contract, does it, Beatrix? Beatrix looked at the ring, then at Julian. A prenup is a setup for failure, Kiki. But in your case, it's just a countdown to a lawsuit. The night spiraled further. Silas, the contractor, suddenly showed up at the front door to drop off some forgotten tools. Who is this? Julian asked, eyeing Silas's massive biceps. He's the contractor, Beatrix shouted, pushing Silas back toward the elevator. "He's just here for his hammer." "I remember that hammer," Jasmine shouted from the dining table. "Beatrix, remember college? The experimental hammer?" Julian's eyes narrowed. "Beatrix? What is she talking about?" "Nothing," Beatrix cried. "Jasmine is drunk on the $1,500 bottle of wine Solomon brought." By the time the night ended, Jasmine had insulted the police officer's mother. Kiki had spilled red wine on Beatrix's white rug, and Julian had discovered that Silas was more than just a guy who knew how to install drywall. Chapter 7. The Final Confrontation. As the last guest stumbled out, Julian and Beatrix stood in the middle of their trashed living room. "So," Julian said, crossing his arms. "Silas? The man who looks like a Greek god? You had a one-night stand with him in college?" "It was 14 years ago, Julian," Beatrix screamed. "I didn't even remember him until he walked into my salon. And yet, he remembered your name," Julian countered. "He called you Sugar, and you want to talk." Beatrix pointed a finger. "You're the man who did a charity calendar with an Ohio-shaped birthmark on display for the world to see. That was for the children. Everything is for the children with you." They stood chest to chest, breathing heavily. The anger was there, but beneath it was the familiar, chaotic spark that kept them together. "You're crazy," Julian whispered. "And you're a prankster who almost made me go to prison for assault," Beatrix replied. Julian looked at the shattered vase, the red wine stains, and the lingering scent of Mama Vane's medicine in the air. He started to laugh. Then Beatrix started to laugh. "We're a mess," Julian said, pulling her into a hug. "We're the Vanes," Beatrix corrected. "We're not a mess. We're a high-definition disaster." "Jerry Velvet?" Julian asked, winking. "Only if you promise to never mention little Julian Jr. ever again," Beatrix said. Upstairs, Leo Vane put on his noise-cancelling headphones. He didn't need to hear the Jerry Velvet songs to know that, for tonight at least, the penthouse was at peace. Epilogue. 3 weeks later, Silas finished the salon expansion. He didn't get a tip, but he did get a very stern warning from Julian Vance to never, ever mention the word sugar in the city limits again. Kiki and Baxter got married in a courthouse, much to Kiki's dismay, as there were 0 Clydesdales involved. And Jasmine? She finally found a man, a deaf librarian who didn't mind her insults because he simply turned off his hearing aid whenever she started talking. In the Vane household, the walls were still thin, the drama was still thick, and Julian was still, quite proudly, the man with the state of Ohio on his hip, thin walls and thick plots. A comedy of errors in Emerald Hills. Chapter 1. The berry white morning. 13-year-old Leo Montgomery sat at the kitchen island of his family's pristine Emerald Hills estate, poking at a stack of cold pancakes. He wasn't looking at the syrup, he was looking at the ceiling. Or rather, he was listening to it. "I didn't want to hear it," Leo muttered to himself, his voice a whisper of existential dread. "But I kinda wanted to hear it. No, scratch that. I definitely didn't want to hear it." Gracie, the family's sharp-tongued housekeeper and honorary grandmother, slapped a fresh plate of bacon in front of him. "You shouldn't have been listening, boy. Privacy is a luxury you can't afford with your ears glued to the drywall." "I was trying not to," Leo defended himself, waving a fork. "But I know the routine. If they come down smiling and happy, singing Larry White songs, then I know my therapy bills are going up." Gracie paused, her spatula midair. "Who is Larry White?" "You know," Leo said, dropping his voice into a comedic, gravelly baritone. "The old dude with the deep voice." "I love you, baby. I need you, baby, baby." "It's Barry White, you uncultured child," Gracie snorted. The heavy footsteps on the stairs signaled the arrival of Miles Montgomery. Miles was the face of peak sports now, a man whose charisma was matched only by the sharpness of his tailored suits. This morning, however, the charisma was stuck in traffic. He wasn't smiling. "Hi, Dad," Leo said, testing the waters. "How was your night?" "Good," Miles replied shortly, grabbing a coffee mug like it was a weapon. You ready for your big history test? Yeah, sure. Where's Mom? She's coming down. Slept late. Leo leaned in, his eyes wide. Slept late? That's a good sign, right? I mean, y'all are at least sleeping in the same room. Did y'all make up last night? Miles turned, his eyes narrowing. Well, son, look, that's a no. Leo sighed, a theatrical slump of the shoulders. So I was kinda hoping you did, but I was hoping I didn't hear it. But I did want to hear it, but I didn't want to hear it, because if y'all are doing it, then I'ma hear it. Do what? Miles interrupted, genuinely confused. What are you talking about? The walls, Dad. The walls are thinner than your excuses. When that Terry Pendergrass starts playing, I know exactly what's happening. It's Teddy Pendergrass, Miles sighed. And for the record, we were just talking. Talking? Dad, when Mom talks to you after midnight, it sounds like a civil war with a disco soundtrack. And then you come down giggling, and Mom comes down right behind you going hing 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 like a hyena. The sound of the school bus horn saved Miles from further interrogation. The bus is here, Leo. Go. Have a good day at school. As Leo scrambled out the door, Ava Montgomery swept into the kitchen. She was the owner of Ava's Sanctuary, the most prestigious salon in the city, and she looked every bit the mogul, even in a silk robe. Good morning, Miles, she said softly. Good morning, babe. Ava took a deep breath. Miles, I've been doing a lot of thinking all night long. That explains the smoke I smelled coming from your brain. Miles joked weakly. I've decided to trust you, Ava said, her voice turning serious. I believe you. I believe you didn't sleep with that woman, Serena Thorne. I'm letting it go. Miles felt a weight lift off his chest that was heavier than a linebacker. Baby, you serious? You know how long I've been waiting to hear that? Thank you. He moved toward her, his arms open. If I didn't have to go to work, I'd go up those stairs right now and soundproof that room for the next 3 hours. Oh. Ava smirked. Is that how we made Leo? I'll see you tonight, Miles promised, kissing her forehead. Thank you for trusting me. As the door clicked shut behind him, Ava's expression shifted from loving wife to seasoned detective. She pulled a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. Colo, Esra, trust, but verify, she whispered. Chapter 2. The muscle-bound contractor. At Ava's sanctuary, the atmosphere was usually one of zen-like calm, punctuated by the scent of lavender and the hum of blow-dryers. Today, it was more like a construction site, mostly because it was a construction site. Jade, Ava's boisterous and fiercely loyal best friend, was currently staring at a man who looked like he had been sculpted out of mahogany and pure confidence. Oh, Lord, Jade whispered, fanning herself with a magazine. The man in question was Dante, the contractor hired for the salon's expansion. He was currently reviewing blueprints with Bianca, Ava's sophisticated and slightly neurotic business partner. The bid was a little high, Bianca was saying, trying to remain professional while Dante's biceps flexed under his t-shirt. But Ava decided to scale back the marble. I promise the work will be done right, Dante said, his voice a smooth rumble. He looked up as Ava walked in. You can start working right now, baby. Ava froze. Her eyes met Dante's. And for a second, the salon went silent. Shut up, honey. Bianca snapped at Dante. Stop it. Ava didn't answer. She was staring at Dante with a look that was somewhere between recognition and sheer panic. No offense, Dante said, turning to Bianca. But I understand why Ava isn't talking to me. It's been 14 years since that one-night stand in college. I can't believe she doesn't remember me. Jade dropped her magazine. One-night stand? 14 years? Ava, you didn't tell me you had a history with a Greek god. I would never forget you, Daddy, Jade added, winking at Dante. Look, just let it go, Bianca hissed, pulling Dante aside. Do a good job, and I'm sure she'll talk eventually. She's a happily married woman. I understand, Dante said, though he couldn't stop looking at Ava. I'll keep it professional. Once Dante retreated to the back, Jade bounced. Ava, how do you not remember him? That man is the kind of man you make a fool of yourself for. You did it, girl. You did it. Ava finally found her voice. I remember, Jade. Of course I remember. I was in college. I was wild. But Miles is my life now. I can't have this reminder, walking around my salon. Reminder? Jade laughed. Honey, he's not a reminder. He's a monument. And, let's be real, things haven't been World War III lately with Miles. That whole mess with Serena Thorne, the rumor that she has his kid. You need a distraction. And Dante is a 6'4" distraction with a tool belt. I told Miles I trust him, Ava said firmly. And I'm going to Serena Thorne's house today to prove it. Prove you trust him by stalking his alleged mistress? Jade asked. That is the most Ava thing I've ever heard. Count me in. Chapter 3. The truth about Serena. The drive to Serena Thorne's apartment was tense. Ava was driving her SUV like she was in the final lap of the Daytona 500, while Jade was busy applying Vaseline to her knuckles just in case. Nobody is fighting, Jade, Ava insisted. You don't know that, Jade retorted. It starts off as a Martin Luther King peaceful talk, but then somehow you always turn it into that whole Malcolm X by any means necessary vibe. I'm with Malcolm today. They arrived at a modest apartment complex. Serena Thorne was a woman who looked exactly like the kind of person a sports commentator might have a lapse in judgment with if Miles were that kind of man. Ava knocked on the door with the authority of a federal agent. When Serena opened it, she looked tired, not triumphant. I'm Ava Montgomery, Ava said, stepping inside before she was invited. I know who you are. Serena sighed. Look, I was going to send this letter today. 20 minutes later, Ava and Jade were back in the car. Ava was staring at a handwritten note. Dear Miles, I am so sorry for all the problems I caused. Your wife came to see me, and I told her the truth. We never met. We were never together. I don't even have a kid. I was put up to this by someone I'm no longer friends with. She was a plant, Ava whispered, her face pale. Someone hired her to ruin Miles's reputation. Low down, Jade muttered. I bet it was that snake, Tiffany. She's been hanging around Miles's studio ever since she started dating Dexter. She's probably trying to blow up your marriage so she can swoop in. I feel like a monster, Ava said, starting the car. I burned his clothes, Jade. I melted his gold jewelry into a medallion that says, I hate you. I was so mean to him. Well, Jade said, trying to find a silver lining, at least you know he's not a cheater. Now you just have to figure out how to tell him you spent the morning interrogating a stranger after you said you trusted him. Chapter 4. The DNA Dilemma. Back at the salon, the construction was in full swing. Dante was hammering away, his shirt discarded in the afternoon heat. Leo, who had been picked up early from school because he felt sick, was sitting in the corner, watching Dante work. Jade walked over to where Dante was resting. Hey, Dante, you wouldn't happen to have a picture of your mom, would you? Dante looked confused, but pulled out his phone. Sure, that's her there. Jade took the phone and nearly fell over. She looked at the screen, then at Leo, then back at the screen. Ava, Jade screamed, dragging her friend into the break room. Look at this. Dante's mother looks exactly like Leo. Exactly. Ava stared at the photo. The resemblance was uncanny. The same eyes, the same jawline. 14 years ago, Ava whispered, her heart hammering against her ribs. The timing, the look. Oh, Lord. Is Leo Dante's son? You were wild in college, Jade reminded her. And you were, let's say, chemically enhanced that night. I can't tell, Miles, Ava panicked. If Leo isn't his, it'll kill him. I have to know for sure. I have a friend at the FBI, Bianca chimed in, appearing out of nowhere. She can rush a DNA test. I just need a sample. She handed Ava 2 sterile swabs. You do the inside of the jaw, 1 for Dante, 1 for Miles. Get it done tonight. I can't ask Dante for his DNA. Ava cried. He'll know something is up. Jade smirked. Watch a pro. Jade walked back out to the construction area. Hey, Dante, you've got a little something on your lip. Let me get that for you. Before the man could react, Jade had swabbed the inside of his cheek with the speed of a pickpocket. What was that? Dante asked, blinking. Just checking for scurvy, Jade said, handing the swab to a stunned Ava. Now go home and get Miles's while he's sleeping. Just watch out for the snoring. Chapter 5. The Peaches Incident. That evening, the Montgomery house was a place of high drama. Ava was trying to be calm, which usually meant she was vibrating with nervous energy. Miles was in the living room, trying to relax, when he noticed a strange smell. Is that weed? Miles asked, sniffing the air. Ava froze. She looked at the hallway and found a small, hand-rolled joint lying on the carpet. Leo! Ava screamed. In her mind, the sequence of events was already written. One joint would lead to heroin, which would lead to Leo living on a street corner with no teeth, being called Peaches like her Uncle Harold. I refused to have a crackhead as a child. Ava wailed as Leo was dragged into the living room. All that money we spent on your braces. Who is Peaches? Leo asked, terrified. I don't even like peaches. I'm more of a mango guy. Miles tried to intervene. Ava, calm down. It's one joint. Leo, tell us the truth. Is this yours? No, Leo shouted. I swear. Go to your room, Ava pointed. And stay there until you admit you're a drug kingpin. After Leo fled, Gracie walked in, looking unusually relaxed. She sat down and started watching a nature documentary. Gracie, Miles said. We found a joint. Do you know anything about this? Gracie didn't skip a beat. It's mine. The room went silent. Gracie? Ava gasped. You're smoking the devil's lettuce? The doctor prescribed it, Gracie said quietly. I've been taking chemotherapy. I have a little cancer. It helps with the nausea. The anger vanished instantly, replaced by a crushing wave of guilt. Ava and Miles rushed to Gracie's side. Why didn't you tell us? Miles asked. I didn't want to fuss. Gracie shrugged. The doctor says 3 more treatments and I'm in the clear. Now, can we let the boy out of his room? He's been singing Negro spirituals for 20 minutes. Ava ran to Leo's room and pulled him into a hug. I'm sorry, Leo. I'm so sorry. You're not Peaches. Can I have a Bentley as an apology? Leo asked, hopefully. Get out, Ava laughed. Chapter 6. The Gay Husband Ruse. A few days later, a blast from the past arrived at the salon. Nico, Ava's flamboyant and devastatingly handsome friend from college, walked in like he was on a runway. Nico! Ava squealed, hugging him. Nico, Angie, darling, look at this place. It's almost as fabulous as I am, Nico said, looking around. Nico was in town to look at real estate with Bianca. As they chatted, Ava realized she had a problem. Nico was the man Miles had been most jealous of in college, until Ava told Miles that Nico was gay. The problem? Nico was very much straight. He was a notorious womanizer who just happened to have impeccable taste and a penchant for drama. Nico, Ava whispered. Darling, for you, I'll be the Queen of England, Nico promised. When Miles arrived, he saw Nico and Ava laughing together. Miles's chest puffed out instinctively. Oh, hey, Nico. Good to see you. Miles, darling, Nico said, throwing a hand onto Miles's bicep. You've been working out. Look at that muscle tone. Go ahead, feel it, Ava. Miles recoiled slightly. I'm fine, man. Glad you're doing well. Oh, I am. But I'm so lonely, Nico sighed. I haven't found the right partner yet. Miles, wanting to be supportive and also wanting Nico as far away from Ava as possible, had a brilliant idea. You know, Nico, I have a friend you should meet. Frank. He's a security guard at the studio. Big Frank. He's looking for a friend too. Nico's eyes widened. Ava started coughing violently. Frank. Nico stammered. Is he large? Huge. Miles grinned. And, he just got his back and legs waxed. He's on his way over now for a little meet and greet. Ava pulled Miles aside. Miles, maybe Nico isn't ready for Big Frank. Nonsense. Nico needs love, Miles insisted. The prank escalated until a massive man named Frank actually walked into the salon. Nico looked like he was about to faint. All right, Nico shouted, throwing his hands up. I'm not gay, I'm straight. Stop the madness. Miles burst out laughing. I knew it. I've known for years, Ava. I just wanted to see how far you'd take the lie. Ava stared at her husband. You knew? Baby, I'm a sports commentator. I read people for a living. And Nico hits on the waitress every time we go out. You're a terrible liar. Chapter 7. The Proposal and the Period. The week culminated in a grand dinner at the Montgomery estate. Julian, the wealthy investor, was planning to propose to Bianca. Meanwhile, Dexter and Tiffany had arrived, uninvited, with Richard and Keisha in tow. The tension was thick enough to cut with a steak knife. I think I'm going to do it tonight, Julian whispered to Miles in the kitchen. He showed him a ring that cost more than a small island. Go for it, man, Miles encouraged. But Bianca was in a mood. She had been snapped at by a client. Her dog Fifi had accidentally ruined a rug, and she was feeling particularly sensitive. As they sat down for dinner, Richard and Keisha made a surprise announcement. We're getting married, Keisha screamed, flashing a ring that was almost as big as Julian's. Right now, we're going to the courthouse. The table went into an uproar. Julian, seeing his moment being stolen, panicked. He dropped to one knee in front of Bianca. Bianca, I can't live without you. Will you marry me? Bianca stared at him. She looked at the ring, then at Keisha, then back at Julian. No, she said. The room went silent. Even the crickets outside seemed to stop chirping. No? Julian asked, his voice cracking. But we live together. We do everything together. Exactly, Bianca cried. Why ruin a good thing? And why are you asking me now? Is it because Richard asked Keisha? Are you just following a trend? No. I love you. I'm tired, Julian, Bianca said, standing up. I'm weary. I'm going home to rest my soul. Julian turned to Miles, desperate for an explanation. What did I do? Miles leaned in. Look, man, I'm gonna give you some advice. What's the date? The 15th. Why? There's your answer, Miles whispered. It's that time of the month. You never, ever propose during the red zone. That's man law number 1. You just nod, agree, and wait for the storm to pass. Ava, hearing this, slapped Miles's arm. Miles, did you just blame her? No, on her cycle? I'm just saying. The timing was statistically disadvantaged. Miles defended. As the guests filtered out in various states of confusion and anger, Ava and Miles were left alone in the wreckage of their dining room. Well, Ava said, leaning against him. At least our walls are thin enough to hear if Julian tries to apologize tonight. I love you, Ava, Miles said, pulling her close. I love you too, Miles. And for the record? The DNA test came back today. Miles froze. DNA test? For what? Ava smiled. Leo is 100% yours, and 0% Dante's. I was just verifying. Miles sighed. A long, weary sound of a man who knew he would never fully understand the woman he loved. Come on, Peaches. Let's go to bed. Don't call me Peaches. Ava laughed as they headed up the stairs. And in the room next door, Leo Montgomery put on his noise-canceling headphones, knowing exactly what song was about to play. The End, Thin Walls and Thicker Lies, a novel of urban chaos and comedy catastrophe. Chapter 1, The Symphony of the Suburbs. The walls of the Van Sterling Manor in the gated community of Viridian Falls were not just thin. They were practically gossamer. To 16-year-old Leo Vance, they were less like structural supports and more like a high-fidelity surround sound system broadcasting the Real Housewives of My Own House. Leo sat at the breakfast bar, methodically drowning his cereal in oat milk. From the floor above, a low, tectonic vibration hummed through the ceiling. It wasn't the air conditioning. It was the sultry, gravel-deep baritone of Barry White, or as Leo liked to call him, the patron saint of making up after a fight. Ugh, Leo groaned, looking at his father, Xavier Vance, who had just shuffled into the kitchen, looking suspiciously refreshed. I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it. But mostly, I shouldn't have been listening. Xavier, the city's most popular sports anchor, flashed a grin that usually belonged on a billboard. Dad, please, Leo retorted. You come down here, smiling and happy, singing about how much you love baby. It's a lot for a teenager to process before a chemistry test. Xavier's smile faltered slightly as Serafina Sterling descended the stairs. Serafina didn't just walk. She commanded the air around her. As the owner of the Gilded Comb, the city's premier luxury salon, she was used to being the boss. Today, however, she looked weary. How was your night, Mom? Leo asked, his voice dripping with teenage sarcasm. Fine, Leo. Go to school, Serafina snapped, though her eyes softened as they landed on Xavier. The tension in the house was the leftovers from the Sabrina Murphy affair, a scandal involving an anonymous letter claiming Xavier had a secret child with a woman named Sabrina. Serafina had reacted with her trademark volcanic intensity, which involved the symbolic and literal incineration of Xavier's vintage sneaker collection and his limited edition sports car. I told you the walls were thin, Leo whispered to his father as he grabbed his bag. Next time, maybe try some smooth jazz. It's less of a giveaway. Chapter 2. The Gilded Comb and the Ghost of College Past. The Gilded Comb was a den of gossip, hairspray, and high-stakes drama. Serafina walked in to find her best friend and stylist, Bianca, formerly Jennifer, holding court with a blow-dryer in one hand and a latte in the other. Girl, did you talk to him? Bianca asked, her eyes wide. I decided to trust him, Serafina said, setting her designer bag on the counter. I told him I believe he didn't sleep with that woman. I'm letting it go. Bianca stopped mid-blow-dry. Letting it go? You? Serafina, the woman who once hired a private investigator because Xavier forgot to like your Instagram post? It would take a divine intervention from the Pope for you to let this go. Before Serafina could defend her news and lifestyle, Cassandra, a high-end realtor, walked in with a man in tow. Everyone, this is Dominic, Cassandra announced. He's the contractor for the expansion. He's the best price in town, and he promises the work will be done right. Dominic was tall, muscular, and had a smile that could melt lead. Serafina froze. Her mind raced back 14 years to a wild college weekend, a blur of cheap tequila and even cheaper decisions. I'll keep it professional, Dominic whispered to Serafina when they were alone. I haven't forgotten you, Serafina. You were memorable. I have no idea who you are, Serafina lied, her voice an octave higher than usual. Bianca leaned in close to Serafina. Honey, that is the kind of man you make a fool of yourself for. How do you not remember him? Or are you just pretending because Xavier is currently your everything? The plot thickened when Bianca noticed something terrifying. Dominic and Leo shared an uncanny resemblance. They had the same jawline, the same way of tilting their heads when they laughed. Serafina, Bianca hissed. Look at him. Then, look at a picture of Leo. Is there something you need to tell the class? Chapter 3. The Secret Investigation. Despite her claims of trust, Serafina couldn't help herself. She had obtained the address of Sabrina Murphy, the woman from the letter. Leaving the salon in a whirlwind of anxiety, she dragged Bianca and Cassandra along for moral support, which mostly meant someone to hold her earrings if things turned physical. The confrontation at Sabrina's house was not the explosive showdown Serafina expected. Instead, it was a quiet, pathetic confession. Sabrina wasn't a mistress. She was a struggling actress who had been paid by an anonymous friend of the family to cause trouble. There was no baby. There was no affair. Serafina sat in her car, the weight of 1,000 burned sneakers pressing down on her soul. I was so mean to him, she whispered. Tuze Nali, I melted his gold jewelry into a medallion that said, I hate you. Bianca, I'm in deep. You have to tell him, Cassandra said. No, she doesn't, Bianca countered. If she tells him, he'll know she didn't trust him. Rule number 1 of marriage. If you get caught being a psycho, just pivot to being extra romantic. Cook him a steak. Wear something lacy. Don't mention the medallion. Chapter 4. The Studio and the Silverback Alert. Across town at Veridian Sports Now. Xavier was trying to maintain his professional composure. His business partner, Julian, was currently dating Xavier's ex-wife, Tiffany. To make matters worse, Tiffany was at the studio every single day, bringing lunch and redecorating with fabric swatches that looked like they belonged in a Victorian bordello. Julian, this is a place of business, Xavier complained. Why is Tiffany picking out drapes for my office? She has great taste, Julian said, oblivious to the simmering rage. She says the office needs female energy. The only energy I need is a lack of her energy, Xavier grumbled. Todd, the studio's janitor and unofficial peanut gallery, chimed in. He's right, Julian. She's smothering you. It's like watching a silverback gorilla protect its territory. Silverback alert? Xavier received a letter from Sabrina Murphy, the same woman Serafina had visited. The letter detailed Serafina's visit and the truth about the prank. Xavier realized his wife had lied about trusting him. He decided to play a long game. That night, when Serafina tried to seduce him with a home-cooked meal and an apology for ever doubting him, Xavier dropped a bombshell. Baby, I'm so glad you're in a forgiving mood, Xavier said, fake crying into a napkin. Because I have to tell you. I lied. I did sleep with her. The DNA test came back today. Leo has a brother. Serafina's zen facade shattered instantly. Xavier started laughing. Gotcha. I know you went to Sabrina's house, Serafina. You didn't trust me. So, we're even. You burned my car. I gave you a heart attack. Chapter 5. The Peaches Incident. The drama at home was nothing compared to the crisis involving Leo. One morning, Mama Rose, Xavier's mother, found a hand-rolled joint in the hallway outside Leo's room. The intervention was legendary. Serafina had gone to the library and checked out every book on teen addiction. She had a DVD playing called Drugs Are for Jive Turkeys. Leo, Serafina wailed. I will not have a crackhead for a son. You'll lose your teeth. You'll be living on the street corner, scratching your neck and going by the name Peaches. Mom, I don't even know what crack is. Leo shouted. And who is Peaches? Xavier tried to be the cool dad, but even he was shaken. Son, just tell the truth. Where did it come from? Leo looked at Mama Rose, who was sitting in the corner, looking suspiciously guilty. It's not mine. Ask Mama Rose. The house went silent. Xavier turned to his mother. Ma, please tell me you aren't framing your grandson for your own habits. Mama Rose sighed, her eyes filling with tears. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to worry. The anger in the room evaporated instantly, replaced by a profound, heartbreaking silence. Xavier knelt by his mother. Ma, why didn't you tell us? We're family. I'm not dead yet, Mama Rose snapped, reclaiming her dignity. And for the record, Leo, if you ever touch this stuff, I will personally ensure you become Peaches. Chapter 6. The Gay Best Friend Ruse. The tension at the salon shifted to a new visitor, Dante, an old college friend of Serafina's. Dante was gorgeous, wealthy, and had a way of looking at Serafina that made Xavier's blood boil. To keep Xavier from getting jealous, Serafina had maintained a decade-long lie. She told Xavier that Dante was gay. He's my gay husband, Xavier, Serafina insisted. We just go shopping and talk about shoes. Xavier, however, had been tipped off by Julian and Sebastian. They decided to test Dante's preferences. At a dinner party that evening, Xavier invited a massive security guard named Frank to the house. Dante, this is Frank. He's single, he's a Libra, and he's looking for a man who appreciates a good cuddle. Since you're such a catch, I thought I'd set you two up. Dante looked at Frank, then at the exits. Xavier. I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm actually seeing someone. Oh? Who? Xavier pressed. Tableton? Was that his name? Dante finally cracked. I'm not gay, man. I'm straight. Serafina told you that because she knew you'd freak out if she had a straight male friend. Xavier smirked. I know. I just wanted to see how long you'd play along. Now, get out of my house before Frank decides he actually does like you. Chapter 7. The Proposal Disaster. While Xavier and Serafina were busy with their mind games, Sebastian and Cassandra were facing their own crises. Sebastian wanted to propose, but Cassandra was a fiercely independent woman who viewed marriage as a merger that usually ends in bankruptcy. I'm just not a wedding person, Sebastian, Cassandra said during a tense dinner. I like my freedom. I like my bank account. I like not having to explain why I bought a $500 pair of shoes to someone who thinks a sale at Home Depot is a big deal. Sebastian, hurt and confused, tried to man up. But we live together, Cassandra. We do everything married people do. Why not have the papers? Because once you have the papers, the Barry White stops playing and the chores start starting, she argued. The situation peaked when Julian and Tiffany announced they were getting married immediately at the courthouse. Tiffany flaunted a ring the size of a doorknob, while Sebastian sat there with a jeweler's box in his pocket, feeling like a failure. Is it that time of the month, Cassandra? Sebastian asked, in a moment of sheer, unadulterated stupidity. Because you're being really sensitive. The silence that followed was so heavy it could have crushed a diamond. Sebastian, Xavier whispered from the next table. Losing altitude. Pull up. Mayday. Mayday. You did not just mention my cycle as an argument against my character, Cassandra said, her voice a low, terrifying hum. Chapter 8. The Aftermath of Truth. The dust eventually settled in Veridian Falls, though the air remained thick with the scent of hairspray and simmering resentment. Xavier and Serafina stood on their balcony, looking out over the city. The Dominic DNA scare had been resolved. Dominic revealed he had been sterile since a freak accident in preschool involving a runaway tricycle and a picket fence. Leo was definitely Xavier's son. Mama Rose was recovering well. Her medicine now, a family-accepted part of her routine, though she still hid the good cookies. We're a mess, aren't we? Serafina asked, leaning her head on Xavier's shoulder. We're a beautiful disaster. Xavier agreed. But hey, at least we're honest now. Mostly honest, Serafina corrected. I still haven't told you about the time I accidentally sold your vintage jersey on eBay. Xavier pulled back. You did what? Barry White, Serafina shouted, running toward the bedroom. Leo, turn up the music. We're making up, downstairs. Leo sighed and put on his noise-canceling headphones. Here we go again. The end. The sterling chaos. A Symphony of Secrets and Swabs. Chapter 1. The Baritone Alarm Clock. The walls of the Sterling Manor in the upscale heights of Viridia were not so much structural supports as they were acoustic amplifiers. At 7 a.m., Leo Sterling, a 15-year-old with the fashion sense of a TikTok influencer and the soul of a retired detective, sat at the breakfast bar, nursing a bowl of soggy cereal and listening to the vibrations of the floorboards above him. See, I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it, Leo muttered to himself, his ears perking up like a bloodhound's. His father, Xavier Sterling, a man whose charisma was his primary source of income as the lead anchor for Global Goalpost Sports, descended the stairs with the weary grace of a gladiator who had survived the arena but lost his sandals. You shouldn't have been listening, Leo, Xavier sighed, rubbing his temples. I was trying not to, Dad. Leo countered, waving a spoon. But I know the drill. If the night goes well, you'll come down smiling and singing those Larry White songs. You know, the old dude with the voice that sounds like a cello being dragged through honey. Xavier stopped mid-step. Larry White? You mean Barry White, son. And don't you ever call him fat. The man was an icon of romance. Whatever. Point is, you ain't smiling, Leo noted, leaning in. Did she make you sleep in the guest wing again? Or did you have to do that thing where you pretend to be asleep when she comes in to yell at you? Xavier stared at his son. At least we're in the same zip code. That's progress. The tension in the Sterling house was thick enough to spread on toast. For weeks, the shadow of a woman named Sasha Montgomery, a ghost from Xavier's alleged extracurricular activities, had been haunting their marriage. Serafina Sterling, the fiery owner of the Gilded Comb Salon, didn't just hold grudges. She marinated them in hot sauce and set them on fire. Look, Dad, Leo said, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. The walls are thin. When I hear that Teddy Pendergrass start playing, I know what's happening. You come down giggling, and Mom comes down right behind you, and together y'all are just hing. It's like living in a monastery with better Wi-Fi. Before Xavier could respond, the front door creaked open. Mrs. Gable, their housekeeper, who smelled perpetually of mothballs and judgment, marched in. Finish your breakfast, boy. Mrs. Gable barked at Leo. And Xavier, if you're looking for your car keys, don't bother. Your wife used them to open a can of hoopers on your Mercedes last night. Chapter 2. Trust, but verify the ashes. At the Gilded Comb, the air was thick with the scent of high-end hairspray and the spicy gossip of the Veridia elite. Serafina Sterling stood in the center of her empire, her eyes scanning the room like a hawk looking for a field mouse. I've decided to trust him, Serafina announced to her staff. Though her tone suggested she was actually deciding which shovel to buy for a shallow grave. Her best friend and lead stylist, Jasmine, a woman who wore her hair in a different neon color every week and spoke exclusively in truth bombs, stopped mid-blowout. Trust him? Serafina, you burned his leather seats. You melted his gold watch into a medallion that says, I can't stand you. I'm letting it go, Jasmine, Serafina insisted. I told him this morning. I told him I believe he didn't sleep with that Sasha woman. I'm a new woman, a peaceful woman. Uh-huh, Jasmine said, leaning against her chair. And that's why you have Sasha Montgomery's home address written on your palm in permanent marker? Serafina glanced at her hand. That's for verification. Trust, but verify. It's a Russian proverb. Very sophisticated. The salon door swung open, and in walked Teodoro, a contractor who looked like he had been sculpted out of mahogany and bad decisions. He was there to handle the salon's expansion, a project Julian Vansek-Xavier's business partner had insisted on. Serafina froze. Teodoro looked at her with a smirk that suggested they shared a secret involving a cheap motel and a 1990s R&B playlist. You can start right now, Teodoro. Jasmine chirped, eyeing the contractor's biceps. Though the bid was a little high, the view is worth it. I'll keep it professional, Teodoro said, his voice a low rumble. He turned to Serafina. 14 years is a long time, isn't it, Serafina? I'm surprised you don't remember me. Serafina's face went pale. I'm a happily married woman, Teodoro. I don't remember anything before my wedding day. It's a medical condition. Selective amnesia. Right, Teodoro whispered as he walked past her. I'll be in the back, carrying heavy loads. Just like in college. Jasmine grabbed Serafina's arm. Wait. You and him? In college? Was he, you know, heavy load Teodoro back then too? Yes? Shut up, Jasmine, Serafina hissed. He means nothing. But, looking at him, and then looking at Leo, have you noticed how they both have that weird twitch in their left eye when they're lying? Chapter 3. The Global Goalpost Drama. Across town, at the Global Goalpost Studios, Xavier was trying to maintain his professional dignity while his co-anchor, Julian Vance, and their producer, Reggie Thorne, debated the merits of dating ex-girlfriends. Davis is the underdog, Reggie was shouting into a microphone. People love the poodle. He's a 64-year-old dude, walking a toy poodle. It's ratings gold. Xavier ignored them, his mind on the letter he had just received from Sasha Montgomery. It was an apology. She confessed she had been put up to the scandal by a former friend and that she didn't even have a kid. See, Xavier said, unquote, slamming the letter onto the desk. I told you, I'm innocent. I'm as clean as a whistle in a vacuum. Don't get too excited, Julian said, checking his reflection in a monitor. Kiki is here. Kiki Fontaine, Reggie's ex, and a woman who possessed the boundary recognition skills of a golden retriever on espresso, walked in carrying 3 bags of organic kale smoothies. I brought lunch, Kiki chirped, ignoring Reggie's groan. And Xavier, you look stressed. You need more antioxidants. And maybe a new wife. Serafina is so loud. She's my wife, Kiki, Xavier said through gritted teeth. For now, Kiki whispered, sliding a smoothie toward him. Reggie, did you see the fabric swatches I picked for your office? We're going with vampire red. It matches your soul. Kiki, we broke up 3 years ago. Reggie yelled. Why are you redecorating my life? Because you're helpless, darling, she said, patting his cheek. Xavier watched them, his own problems suddenly seeming smaller. But then he remembered Serafina's peaceful face from this morning. It was the face she made right before she threw a vase. He knew he had to make a point. He had to prove he was the victim here. Chapter 4. The Peaches Incident. Back at the Stelling Manor, the situation shifted from marital strife to parental panic. Xavier, having returned home early to find evidence of Serafina's lack of trust, stumbled upon something far more concerning in the hallway outside Leo's room. Xavier, look at this, Serafina screamed, holding up a small, hand-rolled cigarette with the intensity of a priest holding a crucifix. Is that a joint? Xavier asked, leaning in. It's a gateway to hell, Xavier. He's going to be on a street corner with no teeth, scratching his neck and calling himself Peaches. Peaches? Xavier blinked. Where did Peaches come from? My Uncle Harold. They called him Peaches after the heroin took his molars. I won't have it. She began pacing, grabbing books from the shelf. I've been to the library. I have the videos. Drugs are for jive turkeys. Xavier, we need an intervention. We need the police. We need a priest. When Leo walked in, looking remarkably relaxed, Serafina pounced. Are you high right now, Leo? Are you Peaches yet? Mom, I got an A on my chemistry test, Leo said, confused. I'm flying high on academic success. Why are you holding a D? A-R-E pamphlet from 1985. Don't lie to me, Xavier shouted, trying to match Serafina's energy. We found your Mary Jane in the hall. Tell us the truth or you're grounded until the next eclipse. It's not mine, Leo insisted. I don't smoke. I have a skincare routine to maintain. Smoke ruins the pores. The argument escalated until Mrs. Gable emerged from the laundry room, looking suspiciously glassy-eyed. Will y'all shut up? Mrs. Gable snapped. The boy didn't do it. It's mine. The room went silent. Mrs. Gable? Serafina whispered. You're a jive turkey? I have cancer, you idiots, Mrs. Gable said, plopping down on the sofa. The chemo makes me nauseous. The doctor prescribed the icky sticky to calm my stomach, and if you tell the church, I'll tell the neighbors. Xavier still wears Spider-Man pajamas. I say, Xavier and Serafina exchanged a look of profound guilt. The Peaches intervention was officially cancelled. Yes, Serafina, Chapter 5. The Dinner from Hell. In an attempt to fix Jasmine's lonely life and distract themselves from their own looming DNA crisis, Serafina and Xavier organized a dinner party. The goal: find Jasmine a man who wasn't a bottom feeder. The guests included Billy, a police officer with a hero complex, and Scotty, a high school football coach who spoke entirely in sports metaphors. So Jasmine, Scotty said, leaning over his steak. How's your ground game? Are you looking to score tonight? Or are you just playing prevent defense? Jasmine stared at him. I'm looking for the exit, Scotty. That's my play. Meanwhile, Kiki had crashed the dinner with Julian. The tension was palpable. Kiki spent the entire evening critiquing the centerpiece and Jasmine's meat on the bones. You know, Jasmine, Kiki said, sipping a $1,500 bottle of wine Xavier had been saving. If you lost 20 pounds, you might actually attract a man who doesn't work at a gym. Those guys want streamlined, not heavy duty. Jasmine didn't blink. She slowly put down her fork. Kiki, honey, I hold my man down. If something goes wrong, I handle it. You're like a hood ornament pretty to look at, but the first thing to get smashed in a wreck. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get a to-go plate of this gumbo and leave before I use this fork for something other than eating. As Jasmine stormed out, Serafina felt a pang of guilt. She had been so focused on her own drama, the secret college fling with Teodoro, the DNA swab she had hidden in her purse to test Leo's paternity, that she had failed her best friend. Chapter 6. The Swab and the Truth. The night of the grand reveal arrived at the salon. The expansion was finished, and Teodoro was packing up his tools. Serafina had finally worked up the nerve. She had swabbed Teodoro's coffee cup and was prepared to do the same to Leo. Teodoro, wait, Serafina said, cornering him in the back office. You got my check, boss lady? Teodoro asked. I have something to ask you. Teodoro laughed. A sound like Gravo in a blender. Angela. Serafina. Whatever you call yourself now. You think Leo is mine, don't you? You see the eye twitch. You see the way he handles a hammer. Is he? She whispered. Teodoro stepped closer. I'd love to tell you he is. I'd love to have a kid as smart as him. But there's a problem. What problem? I had a pencil incident in preschool, Teodoro said, looking down. I've been sterile since the first grade. I can't have kids, Serafina. Never could. Serafina felt the world tilt. But the eye twitch, the whooping cough, the poor circulation in the left leg. Coincidence, Teodoro shrugged. Or maybe you just have a type. Xavier is more like me than you want to admit. Chapter 7. The Mayday Proposal. The story culminated at the Global Goalpost Studios annual gala. Julian Vance, feeling the pressure of Reggie's impending marriage to Kiki, decided it was time to lock things down with Lydia, the real estate mogul, who had been checking in like a wife for 5 years. Julian got down on one knee in front of the entire Veridia press corps. Lydia, Julian began, his voice trembling. What we have, it works. But I want it to work with papers. Will you marry me? Lydia looked at the diamond, a rock the size of a grape, and then at the cameras. No, the room went silent. Xavier, watching from the wings, whispered to Reggie, Mayday. Mayday. He's losing altitude. Why not? Julien stammered. Because you're only asking because you're scared of being the only single guy left? Lydia shouted. And besides, you didn't even mention a prenup. You're a CFO. Julian, where's the paperwork? I thought we were beyond that. And another thing, Lydia continued, her voice rising. You only bring this up now? On the 14th? Do you even know what time of the month it is? I'm sensitive, Julian. You never proposed during the alert. Julian blinked. The alert? Is that like a weather warning? Xavier stepped out, trying to save his friend. Julian, stop. Man law number 1. Never mention the time of the month. Just nod and agree until it passes. Epilogue. The Sterling Symphony. Back at the Sterling Manor, Xavier and Serafina sat on their newly upholstered sofa. The Mercedes had been replaced. The Peaches video had been burned. And Mrs. Gable was in the kitchen baking special brownies that smelled remarkably like the hallway. So, Xavier said, putting an arm around his wife. We're okay? We're okay, Serafina sighed. I checked. Sasha Montgomery is actually a man named Sam who does drag on the weekends. The mistress was a misunderstanding. And Teodoro? He's just a guy with a hammer, Xavier. A guy with a very unfortunate preschool injury. Leo walked in, wearing his headphones. Hey, are y'all about to start that hing thing again? Because if you are, I'm going to Mrs. Gable's. She's got the good snacks. Xavier laughed and pulled Serafina closer. The walls were still thin. The secrets were mostly out. and the Sterlings were, for better or worse, exactly where they were supposed to be. The end. Tangled threads in the Emerald District. Prologue. The acoustics of infidelity. The walls of the Vance estate in the Emerald District were not just thin, they were practically gossamer. To 16-year-old Leo Vance, the structural integrity of his parents' bedroom was a personal affront to his childhood. He sat at the breakfast table, poking at a bowl of lukewarm oatmeal, while the smooth, seismic vibrations of Solomon's soul, the neighborhood's local answer to Barry White, rumbled through the floorboards. From the second story. I didn't want to hear it, Leo muttered to the empty kitchen, but my ears aren't exactly equipped with an off switch. He knew the routine. If the soul music was playing, his father, Malik Vance, was either in very deep trouble or very deep appreciation with his mother, Arya. Either way, Malik would come downstairs later with that specific, toothy grin, the one that suggested he'd just won the lottery and a championship ring in the same hour. Malik Vance was the face of Apex Athletics Live, the city's top-rated sports broadcast. He was charming, tall, and possessed a voice like velvet dipped in bourbon. Arya, on the other hand, was the hurricane that kept the Emerald District spinning. She owned the Velvet Throne, an ultra-exclusive spa and salon that was currently undergoing a chaotic renovation. "Who is Solomon Soul?" Leo whispered, mimicking his father's deep bass. "I love you, baby. I need you, baby. Baby." The music stopped. A heavy silence followed, which in Leo's experience was far more ominous than the singing. Chapter 1. The Smoke and the Mirrors. Malik descended the stairs, looking remarkably less giddy than Leo had anticipated. His shoulders were slumped, and his eyes lacked the usual sparkle of a man who had successfully navigated a night of reconciliation. "How was your night, Dad?" Leo asked, his voice dripping with teenage sarcasm. "Good." "Fine. Eat your oats," Malik replied, reaching for the coffee pot with the desperation of a stranded sailor reaching for fresh water. "Where's Mom?" "Slept late." "Is that a good sign or a lock the doors sign?" Malik sighed. "It's a she's still processing sign, Leo." "And don't you have a calculus test to fail?" "I'm ready for the test." "I'm more worried about the test results of your marriage," Leo retorted. "Look, Dad, the walls are thin. When Solomon's Soul starts playing, I know the vibe. But when the music cuts out halfway through the bridge, that tells a story of a negotiation that went south. The negotiation in question involved a woman named Sienna Sterling. For weeks, a rumor had been eating Arya alive. Sienna claimed she had a child with Malik, a remnant of a supposed fling from a year ago. Vinen, Komen, Ikana. Arya had responded by systematically dismantling Malik's wardrobe, and in a moment of spectacular theatricality, reimagining the upholstery of his vintage convertible with a lighter and a can of accelerant. Arya appeared a moment later, her silk robe billowing like a battle flag. Her eyes were sharp, scanning Malik for any sign of deception. "Good morning, Malik," she said, her voice a calm before a very specific kind of storm. "Morning, babe. I've been thinking all night. Is that what that smell was? Smoke from your brain cells overworking?" Arya interrupted. She sat down, ignoring the coffee he offered. "I've decided to trust you. I'm going to believe that you didn't sleep with that creature. I'm letting it go." Malik froze. "Really? Arya, you have no idea how long I've waited to hear that. I love you. You're the best." He moved to hug her, but she held up a hand. "Trust, but verify, Malik. I'm going to work. Don't be late for the studio." As she walked out, Leo leaned over to his father. "You know she's going to Sienna's house, right? The verify part involves a GPS and probably a pair of brass knuckles." Chapter 2. The Velvet Throne. Under siege. The renovation of the Velvet Throne was less of a construction project and more of an archaeological dig into Arya's patience. The lead contractor was a man named Tristan, a ruggedly handsome fellow who looked like he had stepped off a rugged outdoorsman calendar. Arya's best friends, Jade and Layla, were already at the salon when she arrived. Jade was a force of nature, outspoken, plus-sized, and unapologetically loud. Layla was the polished real estate mogul of the group, always trying to keep the peace while simultaneously checking her makeup. "Girl, you really letting the Malik thing go?" Jade asked, leaning against a half-finished marble counter. "Because I got a gallon of Vaseline in my purse, if we need to go old school on this Sienna girl. I told him I trust him," Arya said, looking at her reflection. "But I also have Sienna's address. I'm going over there at noon. I need to look into her eyes and see if I see Malik's lying reflection." "I'm coming with you," Jade said immediately. "I need some excitement. My weekend was spent watching my ex not pay child support. I need to hit something." Before they could plan their raid, Tristan walked in, wiping sweat from his brow. Arya froze. She looked at him, then looked away, her face turning a shade of crimson that didn't match her lipstick. "Tristan," Layla said, sensing the tension. "Everything on schedule?" "Yeah," Tristan said, his voice deep and steady. "But we found a load-bearing issue. Need to put a column right where you wanted the waterfall." Arya snapped back into boss mode. "A column? That's gonna cost more, isn't it? You contractors are all the same. You find a problem the moment the check clears." "Actually, it's a structural necessity, Arya," Tristan said, stepping closer. "Unless you want the roof to join us for lunch." He paused, looking at her intently. "You don't remember me, do you?" Jade's ears perked up like a Doberman's. "Wait, what? Remember you from where?" 14 years ago, Tristan said with a smirk. "The summer conference in Savannah. One night. A lot of tequila. A very loud argument about the plot of The Godfather." Arya's eyes widened. I have no idea what you're talking about. Keep it professional, Tristan." She turned and marched into her office. Jade followed her, cackling. "Oh, honey, you slept with the hot contractor? And you don't remember him? That man is a walking do-over. It was college, Jade. I was wild. And I'm a happily married woman now." Arya hissed. "Are you?" Jade asked. "Because you're about to go to a woman's house to see if your husband has a secret baby. That doesn't sound like happily to me. That sounds like I need a drink and a witness." Chapter 3. The Truth in the Emerald District. The confrontation at Sienna Sterling's house was surprisingly anticlimactic. Instead of a brawl, Arya was met with a tearful confession. Sienna admitted she had been paid by an anonymous rival of Malik's to ruin his reputation. There was no baby. There had been no affair. Arya returned to the salon, feeling a strange mix of relief and intense guilt. She had burned Malik's clothes. She had melted his gold jewelry into a medallion that said Leah. "I'm in deep," Arya whispered to Jade. "He was telling the truth the whole time." "Well," Jade shrugged. "Look on the bright side. You get to buy him new clothes. And maybe a new car. Actually, you might need to buy him a small island to make up for the arson." While Arya was spiraling into guilt, Malik was at the Apex Athletic Studio with his partners, Rexton and Julian. Rexton was currently dating Kiki Malik's ex-wife, a situation that Malik found both exhausting and deeply suspicious. "I'm telling you, Rexton," Malik said, watching Kiki walk through the studio like she owned the air. "She's here a lot. She's redecorating the office with red swatches. Red is the color of danger, man." "You're just jealous, Malik," Rexton said, oblivious. "She brings me lunch. She spoon-feeds me. It's romantic. It's a hostage situation." Julian whispered to Malik. Suddenly, a courier arrived with a letter for Malik. It was from Sienna Sterling, apologizing and explaining that Arya had visited her. Malik read the letter, his eyes narrowing. "She went to her house," Malik said, his voice low. "What are you going to do?" Julian asked. "I'm going to make a point," Malik said, a devious glint in his eye. "She wants drama? I'll give her a finale." Chapter 4. The Fake Confession. That evening, the Vance house was set for a romantic dinner. Arya had spent hours preparing Malik's favorite meal, her heart heavy with the weight of her mistakes. When Malik walked in, she threw herself at him. "Malik, I'm so sorry. I didn't believe you, and I burned your stuff, and I promise I'll never fly off the handle again." Malik looked at her, his expression grim. He let her cry for a moment before speaking. Arya, honey, I have to be honest with you. Your apology makes this harder. Arya looked up, sniffing. What? Why? I lied, Malik said, his voice cracking with fake emotion. I did sleep with her, and the DNA test came back today. It's my baby. We need to figure out how we're going to raise him in this house. The silence that followed was deafening. Arya's face transformed from sorrow to absolute, unadulterated rage in 0.2 seconds. Have you lost your damn mind? She screamed, reaching for a heavy ceramic vase. You're coming in here telling me that now? After I just apologized? Whoa, whoa, Malik shouted, ducking behind the sofa. Wait. I thought you said you'd never fly off the handle again. You promised. You said you were done. Arya stopped the vase midair. She looked at the letter. Malik was holding out the letter from Sienna. You knew, she breathed. You knew I went there. I knew, Malik said, standing up. And I knew you lied about trusting me. So, we're even. You're an arsonist, and I'm a world-class prankster. I hate you, Arya said, but she put the vase down. I love you too, Malik smiled. Now, is that lasagna I smell, or is it just the lingering scent of my burnt Gucci loafers? Chapter 5. The dinner party from hell. A few days later, Arya decided she needed to do something for Jade. Jade had been complaining about being lonely, mostly because she kept gravitating back to her deadbeat ex, Teddy. We're fixing her up, Arya told Malik. Invite some of your friends over for a dinner party. Someone successful. Someone who likes. A woman with presence. The dinner party was a disaster of epic proportions. Malik and Julian invited 2 guys from their gym. Billy, a police officer, and Scotty, a high school football coach. The problem was that the guys were gym rats in the worst sense. They spent the first 20 minutes of dinner discussing their macros and their bench press PRs. When Jade arrived, looking fabulous in a vibrant orange dress, the air in the room shifted. So, what do you guys do for fun? Jade asked, digging into the gumbo. Billy and Scotty looked at each other. They had spent the entire time in the kitchen whispering to Malik about how they weren't into 2-for-1s and making derogatory comments about Jade's weight. What they didn't realize was that Jade had a sixth sense for bitch-ass behavior. She stood up, her chair screeching against the floor. Let me tell you fools something, she began, her voice echoing through the Emerald District. You'd be lucky to have a woman like me. I hold my men down. I handle my business. And I certainly don't need 2 protein-shaking, mirror-kissing little boys to tell me my worth. She turned to Arya. And you. I love you, but don't you ever try to fix me up with the clearance rack of the local YMCA again. She grabbed the to-go plate and marched out. Well, Malik said into the stunned silence. Who wants more bread? Chapter 6. The Green Matriarch. In the midst of the romantic and social chaos, a new mystery emerged. Mother Hattie, the Vance family's longtime housekeeper and Malik's surrogate mother, had been acting strangely. She was tired, distant, and most shockingly, Leo had found a perfectly rolled joint in the hallway near her room. Arya went into a full-blown panic. My son is a drug lord. He's going to be a crackhead. He's going to lose his teeth and live on a street corner, like my Uncle Peaches. Arya, calm down, Malik pleaded. It's one joint. And Leo doesn't even know how to roll a burrito, let alone a joint. They sat Leo down for an intervention that involved 5 different books Arya had bought at the library, including one titled, Is Your Toddler a Kingpin? Mom, Dad, I'm not high, Leo said, looking at the Stay Off the Grass video Arya was forcing him to watch. But I know who is. Just then, Mother Hattie walked in, looking pale. Hattie, Arya said, her voice trembling. We found this. She held up the joint. Mother Hattie sighed, sitting down heavily. It's mine, she said. Hattie, Arya gasped. At your age? I have cancer, Hattie said, quietly. The room went cold. The jokes, the panic, the drama, it all evaporated. The chemotherapy makes me so nauseous, I can't breathe, Hattie explained. The doctor prescribed the marijuana to help me eat. I didn't want to tell you, because I didn't want a fuss. I'm not dead yet, and I've got laundry to do. Arya burst into tears, hugging the older woman. Oh, Hattie, we'll do the laundry. You just rest. I'll do the laundry if you promise not to cook, Hattie muttered. I've seen what you do to a chicken breast. It's a crime against nature. Chapter 7. The Nico Complication. As the renovation neared completion, a new figure arrived in the Emerald District, Nico, a stunningly handsome man from Arya's college days. When Nico walked into the salon, Arya's jaw hit the floor. She hugged him with a level of enthusiasm that made Tristan, the contractor, look very interested. Who is this? Tristan asked, leaning on a shovel. This is Nico, Arya said. My best friend from college. He's my gay husband. Jade, standing nearby, choked on her coffee. She knew the truth. In college, Arya had told Malik that Nico was gay so she could hang out with him without Malik getting jealous. Malik had believed it for 15 years. Nico, you look great, Arya said, winking frantically at him. How's your boyfriend Tableton? Nico blinked. Oh, right. Tableton is large and very masculine. Later that day, Malik and the guys were at the studio. So, Nico is in town, Malik said. Nice guy, gay as a $3 bill. Arya is out dancing with him tonight. Rexton and Julian looked at each other. They had also gone to college with Arya. Malik, Julian said slowly. Nico isn't gay. Malik froze. What? Arya told you that so she could hang out with him. The man was a legendary player in college. He hit on everything that had a pulse. Malik's face went through 3 different stages of grief before settling on silverback gorilla mode. She's out dancing with him, Malik growled. In the Emerald District? At the Blue Oyster? No, Rexton said. Probably at the Gilded Lily. It's a salsa club. No. Lily. No. Chapter 8. The Trap and the Truth. Malik decided to play Nico's game. He invited Arya and Nico over for nightcaps. So, Nico, Malik said, pouring a glass of bourbon. Arya tells me you're looking for someone to settle down with. I have a friend I'd like you to meet. Big Frank. Big Frank? Nico asked nervously. Yeah. He's a security guard at the studio. 6'8", 300 pounds. He's looking for a cuddle buddy. He just got out of prison for attempted murder. Something about a domestic dispute with his last lover, but he's really turned a corner. Arya looked like she wanted to melt into the floorboards. Malik, maybe Nico isn't ready for a Big Frank. Nonsense. Malik smiled, his eyes cold as ice. In fact, I called him. He's on his way over. He just had his back and legs waxed, and he's ready to spoon. Nico stood up. Okay, look, I'm not gay. I'm sorry. I'm straight. I've always been straight. Malik looked at Arya. And Arya sighed. I lied. I'm sorry. I just knew you'd be jealous because Nico is. Well, look at him. I'm looking at him, Malik said. And I'm looking at you. And I'm thinking about the fact that I've been worried about a man named Tableton for a decade. Can we just agree that men and women can be friends? Arya pleaded. We can, Malik said. But from now on, your friends can't be husbands. And they definitely can't be imaginary gays. Chapter 9. The Proposal Paradox. The story reached its climax during a celebratory dinner at the salon. The renovation was finished, and the space was breathtaking. Rexton had decided it was time to propose to Kiki, much to Malik's horror. I'm doing it, Malik, Rexton said, holding a $60,000 diamond ring. I'm asking her tonight. Does it come with a prenup? Julian asked. Because Kiki is a shark in a Chanel suit. A prenup is a setup for failure. Kiki's voice rang out as she entered the room. The tension between Rexton and Kiki was one thing, but the real drama was brewing between Julian and Layla. Julian had seen the ring in Rexton's bag, and Layla had seen Julian looking at it. She assumed he was the one proposing. At dinner, Julian tried to be romantic. Layla, I've been thinking a lot about our future. Layla's heart raced. Yes, Julian, and I've been thinking about how much money we're spending on rent. Layla's face fell. An investment account? That's what you've been thinking about? Well, yeah. Why are you getting so sensitive? Wait, what's the date? The entire table went silent. Malik looked at Julian and shook his head. Don't do it, man. Don't go there. Is it? That time of the month? Julian asked, with the confidence of a man who didn't realize he was standing on a landmine. You're always a little more fiery when the calendar hits the 15th. Layla stood up, her eyes flashing like lightning. Did you just mention my cycle? In front of my friends? During a dinner where I thought you were going to ask me to be your wife? Wait, you wanted to be my wife? Julian asked, confused. I thought you liked the freedom. You said marriage was a ball and chain last week. That was before I saw the ring in the bag, Layla screamed. That was Rexton's ring, Julian shouted back. I don't care whose ring it was. The dinner ended with Rexton and Kiki getting engaged, to everyone's silent dismay, Julian and Layla in a cold war, and Malik and Arya sitting on the edge of the fountain at the velvet throne. We're a mess, Arya said, leaning her head on Malik's shoulder. We are, Malik agreed, but we're a high-definition, top-rated mess. And honestly, I wouldn't trade the thin walls or the tabletons for anything. I love you, Malik. I love you too, Arya. But if you ever burn my clothes again, I'm calling Big Frank. Arya laughed, the sound echoing through the Emerald District, a place where the threads were always tangled, but the fabric was as strong as ever. Epilogue. The last word. The next morning, Leo sat at the breakfast table. The house was quiet. No soul music, no yelling, just the sound of the toaster popping. Mother Hattie walked in, wearing her sunglasses. Your mother is making breakfast, she whispered. Leo grabbed his backpack. I'm eating at the bus stop. I value my life. Smart boy, Hattie said, pulling a hidden cookie from her apron. You want one? It's special. Leo looked at the cookie, then at his aunt. Is it Solomon Soul special or Mother Hattie special? It's I've been cleaning this house for 20 years special. Now get out of here before your father tries to sing. Leo grinned and headed for the door. The Sapphire Heights, Scandal, a novel of love, larceny, and lightweight hysteria. Prologue. Thin walls and deep voices. The walls of the Sterling residence in the ultra-exclusive enclave of Sapphire Heights were not nearly as thick as the mortgage suggested they should be. Leo, a 15-year-old with the observational skills of a seasoned private investigator and the appetite of a timber wolf, sat at the breakfast island, methodically dismantling a stack of blueberry pancakes. He paused, fork suspended in midair, as a rhythmic thumping vibrated through the ceiling. Then came the music, the smooth, velvet baritone of a man singing about loving you, baby. Really? Leo muttered to the empty kitchen. At 7 in the morning? Barry White? Or as Dad calls him when he's trying to be street, Larry White? Leo's father, Dante Sterling, was a man of many talents. He was the lead anchor for Neo Viridian Sports Tonight, a local celebrity, and a man who possessed a smile that could sell ice to a penguin. But Dante's greatest talent was his ability to navigate the stormy seas of his marriage to Sienna Sterling. Sienna was the sun around which the Sterling household orbited, but she was a sun that occasionally went supernova. She owned the Gilded Comb, the most prestigious hair salon in the city, and she ran it with the iron fist of a Roman general and the fashion sense of a Parisian runway model. Dante descended the stairs first, wearing a robe that cost more than Leo's first car and a grin that was suspiciously wide. Morning, champ, Dante chirped, reaching for the coffee. Morning, Barry, Leo replied, not looking up. Or should I say, Larry? I heard the bass notes vibrating the drywall. You're going to have to get the foundation checked if you keep trying to talk that low, Dad. Dante's smile faltered. I wasn't listening, I was experiencing it, Leo countered. And judging by the fact that Mom isn't down yet, I'm guessing the grown folk talk ended in a stalemate, or a ceasefire. Finish your breakfast, kid, Dante sighed. A moment later, the atmosphere in the room shifted. It wasn't a sound, but a change in barometric pressure. Sienna Sterling entered the room. She was draped in silk, her hair perfectly coiffed, even at this ungodly hour, but her eyes were narrowed. "How was your night, Sienna?" Dante asked, his voice a cautious octave higher than his Larry White range. "It was fine, Dante," she said, her voice clipped. "Just fine." Leo looked between them. "So, did the peace treaty get signed? Or are we still in the Cold War phase? Because if y'all are making up, I need to know so I can buy some noise-canceling headphones for the weekend." "Leo, get to the bus," Sienna commanded. "I'm going." "Just saying, Dad. When that Teddy Pendergrass starts playing, the whole neighborhood knows you're begging for forgiveness. Good luck with the big test today, Pops. Hope your game is better than your playlist." As Leo vanished out the door, the silence in the kitchen became heavy enough to require its own zip code. Chapter 1. The Sabrina Murphy Meltdown. The trouble had started 48 hours earlier with a name, Sabrina Murphy. A mysterious woman had claimed to have a child with Dante. In a city like Neo Veridian, where gossip was the primary currency, this was the equivalent of a stock market crash. Sienna had reacted with her trademarked measured response, which involved a gallon of gasoline and a lighter applied to Dante's vintage Italian suits and the leather upholstery of his beloved sports car. At the Gilded Comb, the drama was being dissected with surgical precision. "I'm telling you, Sienna," said Jada, a stylist whose personality was as loud as her neon-pink leopard print smock. "You can't just let it go. You need to verify. Trust, but verify. Like the FBI, but with better nails." Sienna paced the length of the salon, her heels clicking like a metronome of doom. "I told him I trusted him this morning. I told him I believed he didn't sleep with that woman." "And did you?" asked Cassandra, Sienna's best friend, and a high-end real estate agent who moved houses like they were chess pieces. "No," Sienna exploded. "Of course I didn't. I'm Sienna Sterling. I don't trust anyone who looks that good in a suit. I have the address. Sabrina Murphy. I'm going over there. I'm coming with you," Jada said, reaching for a jar of Vaseline. "Just in case things get physical. I haven't had a good scrap since the mid-year clearance sale at Neiman Marcus." The trio piled into Cassandra's SUV and headed toward the outskirts of the city. The house was a modest suburban bungalow, the kind of place where secrets were buried under well-manicured lawns. When the door opened, they weren't met by a home-wrecking vixen. Instead, they found a woman who looked exhausted, holding a letter. "Are you Sabrina?" Sienna demanded, her hands on her hips. The woman sighed. "I'm Sabrina, and if you're here about Dante Sterling, you can stop. I already wrote the letter." "The letter?" Sienna asked, her fire flickering. "I don't know your husband. I don't have a kid," Sabrina said flatly. "A friend of mine paid me to say those things. We aren't friends anymore. I told your husband the truth this morning." Sienna felt the world tilt. The image of Dante's charred Armani jackets flashed before her eyes. The melted gold medallions. The car that now smelled like a charcoal pit. "Oh Lord," Sienna whispered. "I'm in deep." "Deep?" Jada snorted. "Honey, you're at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. You burned that man's life to the ground, and he was innocent? You better go home and start practicing your I'm a crazy person face, because that's the only defense you've got." Chapter 2. The Ghost of One-Night Stands Past. While Sienna was dealing with her self-inflicted legal and marital disasters, the Gilded Comb